Floyd and he was me, he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit, as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. "4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link. Word 'em up.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the fam. How y'all feeling on this good Monday? As we are back to kick off another week of this good boxing talk. Back to get boxing is just do how we always do, man. Y'all already know if you catch this on the playback, smash the like button, sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff. Come say what up. How y'all feeling today, man? We got some things to build on as always, man. We're going to get to it. What's good with Russell Casey in the building? What's good with it, fam? Oh, yeah, he said Canelo the real runner. You already see Wi-Fi Crawford. Crawford moves too much. Once phone booth fights, yeah, he told on himself with that one. Russell Cass, Sports, the Box Story, and my guy, JBT Family, Lonnie Lee, my bro, JBT Fam in the building, K Causey, Ace, all love, family. Banks, the boxing fan, was good with a draw, but they won Bud versus Vergil. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Mike Mazak in the building. My bro was good with it. Big Dog Willie. Yeah, man. I was uploading a video, and just so happens it want to take way longer than it normally take. It's supposed to take seconds, but it took like a couple minutes, and it kind of pushed me a little late. What's good with it, bro? Appreciate you being a member for 4 months, always supporting the grind. Much love to my guy, Don. What it do, family? Yeah, that's Judah Ben, man. As always, Platboy Plays. What it do, my guy? How you feeling? You know, upgrading PCs today. Okay, man. You on the job. You on that grind. Salute to you, bro. How y'all feeling today, man? This good Monday, man. We had a good weekend. We had a good weekend of boxing. You know what I mean? A good weekend of fights. Whenever it's a good fight, we got controversy. Whenever it's a lot of controversy, how it is today, you know we got a good fight. To say the least, we got a good fight. Despite who you think won or lost, you know, it was a damn good fight. LaMarcus, what it do, family? How you feeling? Lisa Smith, peace and blessings to the queen. How you feeling today? You know, it was a damn good fight, y'all. Solid card, but good fight nonetheless, man. And you know, you got a bunch of different reactions from it. You know, a lot of people feel like Bohachuk got this win. There's no way he should have lost, especially with him getting 2 knockdowns and things of that. But like I say, man, we all see different things. For me, you know, I thought it was one of those fights. I knew it was going to be this type of fight. I said it all along. It was going to be like 2 trains on the same track. Neither guy really wanted to take a backward step. And that's what kind of fight you got. And you hear it already, people talking about fight of the year and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, yo, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling? You know, people talking fight of the year. And right on, you know, deservingly so, man. These dudes went toe-to-toe pretty much for the better of 12 rounds. Both guys giving just as good as they was getting for the most part. I guess the biggest separation you could say is the knockdowns. Maybe the knockdowns is it. You know, a lot of people stuck on them knockdowns, how you get 2 knockdowns and you still lose a fight. And I get it. You know, I just felt like it just all depends on how you look at it and how you score these rounds. You get what I'm saying? Big Dog Willie putting that color in the chat. Much love to you, bro. Always supporting the grind. Said Bill Haney on Twitter bringing up the Tank fight again, saying Turkey will offer $50 million. Devin will only $500,000. Just do what you're paying. You serious? He serious? I thought you was joking. I would say unless he had conversations on a serious note, I would say unless he had conversations with Turkey, I don't know how he knows what he'll offer. And ain't Turkey the same guy that they said was freezing Tank out? So I don't know about. You know, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? What Turkey gonna offer? He's saying offer $50 million. Tank and Devin will only make $500,000. Yeah. I'll say unless he having real conversations with him, he just reaching.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
I'm busy. What it do, fam? How you feeling, bro? Good to see you in the building. Salute to everybody, man. Y'all punch the like button for me. We gonna get to this good boxing, yeah. But Bill, I'm surprised if he is talking. We ain't heard from him in quite some time, right? He been out of sight, out of mind for a little bit now, right? I mean, Cut Creator, what's good with it? How you feeling? Said Tank froze himself out. I don't even think it's a matter of him being froze out. I just think it's a situation where I don't know, some ego might be at play. I mean, I'm not in dude's head, and I don't know, you know, I don't know him personally to know why he wouldn't be on board with making fights with Tank Davis, but remains to be seen. ABZ, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling, bro? Man, Bill Haney capping again. Yeah, that sound like just typical Bill Haney talk, for real. I don't think he has any idea what Turkey has to offer for that potential fight. Like I said, I don't even think that fight should be something he focusing on right now, to be all real with you, because who really thinks that that's a fight that he want right now? You know what I mean? Especially dealing with what he dealing with. So he got to get back first. And I damn sure don't think the first fight you want back is a Tank fight. I don't care how convincing he make it sound. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, Cut Creator. Hey, BZ, shout out to my baby girl, the queen. Miss Jusdu in the building. How you feeling, baby girl? Don't work too hard. I know you're working. But yeah, let's get to this, man. So look, we had a good night. We had a good weekend. Like I said, before I even get to the Vergil, I just want to shout out Angelo Leo, man, for potentially having a knockout of the year type knockout. You know what I'm saying? His knockout was nasty, man. His knockout was nasty.
The young man from Atlanta.
That y'all, that ain't it. That was B. Norman right there putting that work in. Where is this clip at? I know I put it in here. Oh, okay. That was nasty, man. Whenever you see the opponent glued to the mat like that, you already know, man. You already know. This is all she wrote usually. And shout out to Angelo Leo, man. He knocked out the sturdy guy in Lopez, Bernardo Lopez. Hold on, y'all. Let me 1 second. It was a nasty KO, and this dude ain't like the biggest of punchers. He's not no known KO guy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, with the right time shot, well-timed shot, right on the button, you can get your guy out of there. Angelo Leo is now 25-1 with 12 KOs after, Saturday night, knocking out Luis Alberto Lopez in the 10th round, man. Spectacular fashion. To become a world champion, too, is no bigger win. It's the biggest win of his career. You know what I mean? He couldn't have asked for a better outcome, man. Lopez only had the 2 losses, 30-2. Very sturdy guy, very awkward, unorthodox. You know what I mean? Unorthodox kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Give you a run for your money, anybody, but Angelo Leo wasn't going. It was a damn good fight. That was another one of those toe-to-toe type of affairs where both guys is giving just as good as they taking. You know what I'm saying? It was back and forth action, but Leo had other plans, man. He said, we don't get paid for overtime, and I need this. Man, he sparked Luis Alberto Lopez, man, sent him packing and won himself a belt, man. Shout out to Angelo Leo, man. Makes that Stephen Fulton win, look even better. I mean, Big Dre, what it do, family? How you feeling? All things in the building was good with it. You said it wasn't better than the Tank KO. Tank had a crazy KO, but Lopez right up there. You know what I'm saying? Rewind selector. Salute to my guy, man, because it's right up there, man. He smoked his boots with that one, man. Punch KO. One punch KO when you flatline your guy and he don't get up. It's impressive. You know what I'm saying? Tank, what was so impressive about his KO is like the same sequence that he threw is something that he practiced right in the back room with the throwaway punch and all. And that one throwaway punch to set up the other two was just beautiful, man. So it was beautiful work, man, by Tank Davis. Yeah, Bole, what's good with it, family? How you feeling, bro? So I was so locked in at the Olympics. On the Olympics, I forgot to study his opponents. Angelo Leo was a big underdog in the odds. Yeah, anybody that bet on him probably came up. You know what I mean? Kevin King, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Anybody bet on Angelo Leo probably came up. I mean, that was a perfect time to bet on him. He needed it, too. And I don't think he should have been a big underdog like that, which is crazy. So, I mean, he definitely always had a chance at winning, but I anticipated if he was to win, it would definitely be on the cards. But like I said, he had other plans, man. He had other plans. He landed that left hook. He landed that left hook, and it was all she wrote, man. It was all she wrote. But it was it was a fun fight to watch. I had to go back and watch that. It was fun all the way up until that point, man. That was the biggest, I think, takeaway from that card. You get what I'm saying? You had a couple more people on there, but Angelo Leo in particular, man, impressed me, with the way he got his guy out of there. Like I said, he's not no one-punch guy, and to see him get a knockout like that was surprising. I did not anticipate that. He already up there with KO of the year type, performance right there with that one. So shout out to Angelo Leo, man. And the new, man, belts exchange hands Saturday night. I see that. It was better than Tank, because people wasn't surprised when Tank did it. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. For me, I just feel like they both just very spectacular. It's just all what you like. You know what I mean? And like you said, that's a great point. Cut like we love the KO from Tank, but a lot of people did anticipate, him getting a stoppage, right? Doesn't make it any less spectacular, right? But again, when you're looking at Angelo Leo and the type of fight it was and who he was fighting, it's not a guy that's usually coming in there to get KO'd. So to see him flatline him like that, it was very impressive, man. Shocking. Forever G's, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Dante's Boxing Talk, my guy. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, I think Conwell is a problem, bro. I think he is. So again, shout out to Angelo Leo, man. That was a damn good performance from him and knockout, man. And he got some meaningful fights that he can make moving forward. Let's see what he do. You know, but I was impressed with his work Saturday, man. Impressive. Well, let's get to this Bohachuk and Ortiz card, man, that, like I said, got everybody talking. And could I say, man, shout out to Gabriela Fundora, she can scrap, man. Gabriela Fundora really can fight, man. She got some hands. Bro. Her brother could learn a thing or two from her, man. You know? But yeah, I think Conwell is a problem, bro. I think he is. I think he's gonna be one moving forward. JJ was good with it, fam. I see why Vergil didn't aggressively pursue staying on this fight. You see something, Bole? Gabriela Fundora went out there and put up a masterful performance, man. She could bang, she could box, she's smart, and she just go for it. And I like seeing her get her work done, man. I like the Fundora family, man. Gabriela can scrap, man. She really got it. She gonna be around for a minute. Got that long frame. She got it. What it takes. She got dogs. She got grit in her. She know how to bite down and go get it. She gonna be around for a while. But yeah, man, Kenneth Sims performed on the card. Shout out to him. I know that was more of a stay busy fight. He got his opponent changed about 3 different times. So he definitely went out there. He wasn't playing. He got a knockout, body shot knockout. You get what I'm saying? Charles Conwell went out there and put a masterful performance together. You know what I mean? Put himself on, I think, more people radar. I think he should be talked about more. I think he's a little underrated. Slept on at 54. But as you can see, man, he got all the talent in the world to compete with any of them other guys too. It's just a matter of him getting the opportunities to showcase it. That's all that is. Because Charles Conwell gonna give you a fight. He ain't coming in there. You ain't gonna just walk through him. He can box, bang, brawl, whatever you need him to do. He could do. He can mix it up in there. He's versatile. Got good punch placement too. Good timing. Good solid speed. Good punching power. You know what I mean? He a well-rounded fighter. I like Conwell. I like him. Staying on is a huckleberry. He rarely steps backwards. Yeah, that's what kind of fight that Vergil like. You know what I mean? That's what kind of fight Vergil like. But let's get to it, man, because I know y'all want to chop it up on this main event. Like I said, it's people all over the place with it. Some people feeling like it was a draw. Some people feeling like Bohachuk should have won because of the 2 knockdowns. I just feel like it was one of those fights that it was going to be, you know what I mean, close, competitive, back and forth. You know what I mean? The biggest question for me was Vergil going to be able to get a knockout, right? Was he going to be able to get a knockout going into this fight? Because, of course, you know, that's what everybody was looking to see. You know what I mean? Would he get a knockout? And he didn't. And for good reason. And Bohachuk wasn't beat. He wasn't going Saturday night. He wasn't in there to get knocked out. He wasn't in there to lay down and just get by. You get what I'm saying? He was trying to win. And you can tell every step of the way. And like I said, whenever you get these 50-50 type of affairs and you get a stylistic matchup like the one we got Saturday, you get that type of outcome. You get both guys, you know, in center of the ring, just, you know, letting their hands fly. And not like they was some rock'em sock'em robots, but damn it, they wasn't short on letting their hands go, man. It was a back and forth type of affair, man. People, you know, I hear a lot of different things. People questioning if Vergil is really like that. He's saying he's not the guy. He got a gift and all this other stuff. They saying they you know, they gave it to him because they're trying to set up Vergil and Crawford. And I understand it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, Vergil did a lot of things well in there that put him in position to be able to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do 4 rounds for the knockdowns and give me 1 round, 7-5 Ortiz. Boxing Novice, what's good with it, fam? He said, peace to all, check in. He said, robbery, think it's a robbery. I thought Vergil was about to get knocked out. He was overexcited in there. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Aside from the decision, we're going to build on that too. For me, why I wouldn't call it a robbery, because it was too close. You know, it was too competitive, too much ebbs and flows, too much back and forth for me to think robbery. But I can understand why people feel like the right man didn't win. You know, you feel like Bohachuk competed every step of the way. He got the 2 knockdowns that should have solidified it for him. And some people feel like Vergil wasn't landing the shots that Bohachuk was landing. You know, they obviously feel like his face wore more damage. You see him had to go to the hospital, things of that nature. So it's a lot that's, you know, make people comfortable with feeling like Bohachuk should have got the win. And look, he did very well, man. I can't argue nobody that had him winning. It's not much of an argument for me. It's always a conversation, right? If you feel like, you know, Bohachuk should have got the nod, I ain't tripping, because he fought his ass off. I issue peace to the queen. How you feeling today? 704 Joe, what it do, my guy? How you feeling? So, you know, I ain't tripping on it. Thrill Hill, what it do, fam? I ain't tripping. It's one of those fights, so you got to understand it was going to be a back and forth affair. 2 guys wasn't going to want to give up, you know what I mean? Take a backward step, and that's what you got. You got a war, you know what I mean? And I felt like Vergil, even though he, you know, he got knocked down, you know, by rule. They ruled him as knockdowns. The first one, they asked for a replay, and it's interesting because I was talking to my bro on the phone, and he pointed out that Harvey Doc asked for a replay after the first round, and they told him no on the first knockdown, but they ended up giving them a replay, and they reversed it and made it an official knockdown. The interesting thing about either of the knockdowns, particularly the first one, it was that situation was bound to happen the way Vergil was fighting, if you get what I'm saying. Like Dante said, bro, you know what I mean? He was like overexcited. You could see it, bro. He was fighting. I don't want to say nerves, but he was over anxious in there. And that's something that he's had to deal with in the past in fights. Like that's how he started his career out. You get what I'm saying? Being like overly anxious. And I think that's what he was for a good duration of this fight. You get what I'm saying? I thought he was really, really over anxious. I thought he was trying way too hard, if it's such a thing. You get what I'm saying? I think he definitely was trying too hard. And you could see it with his approach. Like everything had to be hard, and you know what I mean? Power shots, and you get what I'm saying? Everything had to be a knockout blow. Like I can see this guy working this way. And if I'm wrong, then Robert Garcia wouldn't have been telling him the same thing, like dial it back some, like, you know, relax a bit. You know what I mean? You know, fight behind the jab. Like you was abandoning that, and you was just fighting in there. And I know you really, really wanted to prove that you could knock this dude out, that you could hurt this dude, that you belong at 54. But I think the knockout was never going to come because he simply was chasing it. He can't tell me he wasn't chasing it. He wanted to hurt this dude so bad. And credit to him, I think he hurt Bohachuk I think, to my count, I think about 3 different occasions I've seen where Bohachuk may have been bothered by some punches landed by Ortiz. But credit to him, man. Hell of a chin, hell of a beard. No quit in him whatsoever, man. His recovery was crazy. He was recovering fast as hell. You know what I'm saying? That dude is a machine, man. I'll watch him any day of the week. I say no at first. Flash K. Now he wasn't hurt. Blood still touched the canvas. Yeah, they said no at first, then they switched it. Yoda was good with it. Tape and glove instantly came on. Harvey didn't intervene. Vergil was about to get dropped. Oh, what you talking about with the tape situation? Ant McQueen, the professor, my guy, what's good with it, bro? He said Ortiz technique is solid. It's the lack of deception that could potentially cost him down the road. That's my guy. I love it, man. He come right in talking that talk. Definitely didn't look like the winner. Bohachuk was tough, right? So to piggyback off what Ant is saying, yeah, man, the lack of deception and creativity, right? Like you kind of know what's coming and you can brace for it. You get what I'm saying? And credit to Ortiz, he still was getting worked through, obviously, right? He worked so damn hard in there. He's going to get his. You get what I'm saying? That's just something you got to accept when you fighting Vergil Ortiz. He gonna get something through. So, you know, Bohachuk seemed like he was well prepared what was coming at him. And like I said, like you put it, lack of deception or creativity, and a guy being able to brace for what you bringing. You throwing every shot with essentially the same speed, which is allowing him to be able to prepare for it. And you know, if you seeing something at the same speed, they say in boxing, for round after round, you can adjust to it. And then you got to think you add natural fatigue that into the equation, right? As the rounds go on, you naturally taper down a bit. So now this guy can even furthermore prepare and brace himself for what's coming at him. And like I said, with you not being creative or deceptive enough and just being somewhat predictable, right? You know, readable. You know what I'm saying? He knew it was coming. And I think that's what allowed him to weather them storms, to survive in those moments where he was kind of buzzed a little bit and hurt. He was able to survive because you wasn't creative enough with your attack, and you wanted it too bad. It's such a thing. You chased it too bad. You wanted a knockout, and we can tell from sitting at home you were trying way too hard. You know, Robert Garcia even said it after the fight. You get what I'm saying? That's something that you definitely want to work on moving forward. You know what I'm saying? That approach will definitely get you hurt against certain guys. You know what I'm saying? Preferably the guy that they talk about making a fight with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's a damn good body puncher, man. And that's where I give him a lot of credit. His versatility, he did mix it up, you know what I mean, to some degree. But overall, just the brunt of his attacks was, you know, him throwing shots with the same speed, you know, hooks, whether it be an uppercut, he trying to slip in there. And it's just like Bohachuk was able to see it just enough to brace for it, block it. Some of these stuff that bounce off the gloves and arms, like some of these shots just wasn't getting home clean as Vergil would have wanted to. And I think that's because he wasn't letting the offense flow. And he was a little, you get what I'm saying? You going too hard in there. And you even seen it. It was moments in the fight where he was like forced to box, it seemed like, to an extent, Vergil. And it was working. Double jab, triple jab. You seen him jabbing, setting up shots. And I'm like, yo, this is beautiful work, bro. You get what I'm saying? Facts, man. I'm with you. This is beautiful work. I'm like, Vergil do got a bag. He's showing you some versatility. He can box. I think he should have implemented that a little bit earlier on instead of being kind of forced to do it. Like, that guy was very, very tight with his defense. He wasn't sloppy. He wasn't all over the place. Both guys, what I noticed, both guys were very comfortable in there. Both guys were very comfortable in there with dealing with the other one, man. So I give both of them a lot of credit for being able to stay poised under that kind of fire. Melanin Queen, peace. How you feeling? Always good to see you. Don, what it do, fam? He was catching them body shots. Yeah, it was a good one, man. This was a back and forth. Or too damn thirsty. I'm telling you, he wanted it too much. He wanted that KO too bad, and it just don't come. I've seen it so many times. Like, KOs do not come when you chase them like that, and that's exactly what he was doing, chasing the hell out of that KO. I'm like, bro, you got to taper down some, man. Bohachuk seemed like he was just letting the offense flow. He was just letting it go. He was just letting his offense flow. And he not, if you see, like, from, you know, he not even the fastest guy. But the fact that he was relaxed in there and just allowing the punches to flow, he was having a lot of success. And it was times where Vergil was dropping his hands, you know, kind of like leading with his head, leaving his head wide open for shots. I'm surprised Bohachuk ain't take better advantage of that, because, you know, it was moments where Vergil had his hands kind of dropped with his head almost in his chest, where if he could just take a step back, shoot an uppercut, man, like he got some, you know, definitely seen some of Vergil flaws on display Saturday for sure. I mean, you definitely seen it. We had one in the rematch. I think we get another close fight. Look, I do feel like Vergil could win a more decisive fight. I do, in a rematch, because to me, if he just changed, if he make a slight tweak with his approach, I think that'd make the world of difference. I think his approach was the difference between fighting a close back and forth fight and knocking his guy out. I think his approach was always going to lead to the kind of fight that we seen Saturday, with back and forth, nip and tuck, ebbs and flows, where people feel like, hey, man, maybe Bohachuk might have stole his fight. I mean, then you see the knockdowns, and it's 2 of them, and people like, hey, man, that's 2 10-8 rounds. But then some people will argue that he fought back very, very well after getting knocked down. Samuel, what it do, fam? How you feeling? B-Dog, what's good with it? KO, what's good, bro? Say that's how Bohachuk was able to catch him. Right, man. He's just way too aggressive. He took advantage of that man aggression, and he had a couple moments, man. All I want to know is what Vergil brings to the table for Bud Crawford that Geronimo doesn't bring to the table. And you know I'm going to be real with you. Always come here asking good questions because you know I'm fair. They bring absolutely the same thing, if you want to be honest. And one could argue, if you just want to be petty, right? One is actually a full champion with a title defense, whereas one is fresh off a controversial win. And just putting it in perspective, a controversial win where people thought he lost, and that's an interim title. So they bring about the exact same thing. And what, like I said, one could argue that Boots actually has the full strap. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with you. Vergil started the first round boxing move, and then he abandoned and went to brawling. Right, Aisha's like, soon as he broke a sweat or he started feeling, the presence of Bohachuk, and he felt the shot. There you go, and it's like you can't do that. And that we gonna have this conversation. We gonna build on it, man. Shout out to my guy KO. But yeah, man, I think it's exactly the same, and there would be no justifying fighting one versus the other, because you can't say that's a big ass fight for you. That's not no bigger fight than what I think Boots Ennis is for you in terms of what you talking about bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? And when Crawford said, you want big fights and meaningful fights, that's about the same level. You know what I mean? The only argument he would kind of be able to make is that one is actually in the division with him, right? And he could always try to use that, but Crawford, Boots ain't there and in the division with him. But that shit is exactly the same. And I think people are going to continue to call for that fight. It's very questionable. Irvin Mack, what it do, my guy? But Aisha, you're exactly right. He did it, man. Vergil fight Bud like that, he would get caught, man, with that counter puncher. Whew. One is at 54. The other is at 47. But in terms of what they both bring, one don't bring anything more significant than the other, is what I'm saying, right? And I think that is the only leg to stand on. That's what I was just saying. One doesn't. Damon, what's good with it? One doesn't, fight at 54, and the other one does. But again, aside from that point, what he's saying is, if you just go listen to what the fighter is saying, he's saying big fights and guys not bringing nothing to the table. And his coach was on record for saying how Boots don't bring anything to the table. Vergil don't bring anything more than Boots, if you really look at it. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is he's actually in the weight class with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest difference. You know what I mean? And Boots actually has a title defense under his belt. So, you know what I mean? But let's get back to it, man. Like I said, this fight was one of them ones, man, and people going back and forth. Look, we heard what Turki Alalshikh said. He said Vergil and Crawford. I heard some type of cheers. It wasn't like people was jumping out their seats for it, but he also stated that he felt like this fight was a draw. And he said because of it, he'd rather see a rematch first and then him fight Crawford. That's what he said. But the funny thing is, despite him presenting a Crawford fight for Vergil, did everybody remember what Vergil said when they asked him what was up? You heard what Vergil said? Vergil said, I like to win out of the front door and Spence. Vergil might be trying to slide out the back door on that one. Bud is trying to get that payday. He's not messing with no Boots. Yeah, nah. I mean, that's the only leg you're gonna be able to stand on. There's no aside from him. As a fighter, I'm not knocking nobody. Get your money. I ain't telling you how to do it. But outside from that, there's no real reason for that fight not to happen. I think even them being at different weight classes could be worked out. there's no reason. Like, I don't think there's no real person that wouldn't want to see Boots fight him. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to keep speaking about it. They're going to keep asking about it. It's not going to go away. It ain't going away. That young phenom is right there. Man, the only thing that might stop that is Boots got business at 47. And with that division being wide open, I ain't mad at him for trying to chase down, you know, any other titles or anything like that down there. Not legacy for any of them, right? Salute to my guy, Damon. Buzz trying to get that payday. Beth was good with it, fam. But we'll cook them both. Way too simplistic. Ortiz and Bohachuk. Yeah, they don't got enough. Why, son? What's good, my guy? How you feeling? And then weight class is relevant because Crawford is looking for fights outside the weight. It's true. That's true. Can't argue. No argument of boxing novice, my guy. He say, I don't trust that Turkey. You said his job, Turkey. You don't trust
and we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
So then, I mean, you know, and I feel you. So look, man, I'm just throwing things out there, you know. But for me as a fight fan, there's no real reason. That's gonna always be a good fight, you know. Asked my bub before that. He said, "Let's do it as well." Yeah, he said that, and then, but when I hear him say, like, it's one thing when somebody suggests something to you and you say yeah to that, and then when you know. When asked, you like, hey, man, what I would like is this. So I kind of hear him speak about what he would like, too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I hear that, what I hear is, of course, as a fighter, if you ask him about Bud Crawford, he better not say no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you're going to say no, but his focus sound like, or what he would prefer is a winner in Fundora and Spence. That's what I hear. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hear. Teach was good with it. Time maybe you want to watch Blue's interview with Wally. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure. Marquis was good with it, my guy. Versus Havoc in the building. So you've been talking about the amateurs for 30 minutes straight. I ain't no judge, but I had to draw, and I ain't mad at the decision or a close fight. Yeah, no robbery, right? For me, no robbery. No argument as well though with anybody saying Majimo. Anybody saying Bohachuk pulled it off. I understand the knockdowns, especially it being two of them, one being in the first round. I think the other was, the 8th or something like that? Got knocked down. What was it? The first and the 8th? Forget. Let me look. Yeah. Rounds 1 and round 8. Yeah, that's where he got knocked down. So, look, I get it, but it was one of those fights where neither guy grabbed the bull by the horns, took it and run with it. And it's funny. It's good that we had an opportunity to see these dudes kind of fight in close proximity, being Bud Crawford and Vergil Ortiz, both at 54, to, you know, kind of gauge what a fight possibly between them two could look like. And look, man, he said there's a question related to the interim title. He was acknowledging that for the full title, he would have to fight the winner. Yeah. I'm just speaking to his preference, right? I think that's what he got a preference, and his preference sound like it's Spencer Fundora versus a Crawford. Now, you'd be stupid, you know, I guess not to take the fight of his offer, but we'll see. I think so too, Thrill. I think so. Well, we'll see, man. It's still early. We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen yet. Charles Conway had a good performance. Yeah, he did. I like Charles Conwell. He underrated, I believe. But yeah, man, no, it wasn't no real separation in the fight with Vergil and Bohachuk. Besides the knockdowns, I guess, if you want to say that. But you know, I don't know. Did y'all see the scorecards? I seen them I think they gave Vergil like 8 rounds. 8 rounds of 4. And they gave him like 8 rounds of 4. 8 rounds of 4. I ain't scored like that. I ain't scored round by round, but I think Vergil looked like he like I said, he was chasing a knockout, and I don't think it ever came. And then he did look like he landed some very effective, clean and effective shots though, man. So I'm not mad at him getting a win. I know the knockdowns got people tripping, but Especially if you found 8 rounds for that dude. For the WBC intern, I'm sure our bug comes into play. Turki has weird tendencies. I think it just was talking, man. Vergil son, he got his sights set on something different. I don't see him after this performance, I don't see him fighting Crawford. And again, I told you, let me pull it up real quick. I gotta find it. Turki said he said it was a draw. He said something about a rematch first. Hold on, give me a second. We're gonna get to this, man. Shakur said he don't. My bad, John. Sorry, Shakur said he don't want to see Boots versus Bud. Yeah. Boots looking like a killer. But we always gonna call for that fight. I want to see it, man. You know. Give me a second. Let me find this picture with Turki, man. Big Turk. Give me a second, y'all. There you go. Okay. Turki Alalshikh calls Ortiz Bohachuk a draw. One's rematch before Crawford fight. So you see that right there, man. There you go right there. I mean, it's a lot being said, but there you go. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be against seeing the dude get a rematch because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be honest with you. After what I seen from Saturday, I just don't see Ortiz beating Crawford. He's still fighting off that young boy aggression. Like I said, I just don't feel like you can beat Crawford like that. Right? Like I think if you gotta be able to slow the fight down. Just going in there trying to overwhelm him with punches and aggression, I think that gets you possibly stopped against the Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You definitely ain't gonna win, in my opinion. I seen too many holes for you to go in that fight and come out victorious. That's my opinion of it. I just don't see it. Yeah, he said he went the winner of Spence and Fundora. That's what I'm saying. So Turki saying Vergil and Crawford, but he also saying he called this fight a draw. He wants rematch before the Crawford fight. So, and I think that make more sense, man. You definitely want to win the fight more convincingly than that before going into a Crawford fight. Like I said, that approach just won't beat Crawford in my honest opinion. Even at 36, 37, I don't think so. It might get you stopped. I ain't gonna hold you. Might get you stopped. Tell me what Tim Tszyu ever did to Turki. Look how he doesn't want to work with Tim. Boxing obviously. Shakur is now an outlaw. So I know Turki knows hip hop. Yeah, I try to nickname the fighters. Yeah, I seen.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
I seen that somewhere. What was that? Tim Tszyu spoke on this. Tim Tszyu felt like Vergil won. I wasn't the only one. I wasn't alone on, man. Let me get this, y'all. Timothy Tszyu.
8-4 in Ortiz's way, yeah. Saying, look, one round back and forth, you know. It was the knockdowns is what made the points come up real close. But I think Ortiz had it. You think 8-4 though? Like 8-4? Because I know there's certain rounds that were really close. Yeah, it could have gone either way, but I feel like Ortiz dictated the pace, you know. That was a tough battle for both of them.
Tim Zoo said 8-4. He had it 8-4 for Ortiz. I think that's what the judges gave him too on the scorecards. I'm gonna pull that up in a second. I think they had him 8-4 as well. I mean, look, it ain't no argument for me. I just know a lot of those rounds was close, and it wasn't the kind of separation that's typically created in an Ortiz fight. It's similar to the Crawford fight, right? You've seen another fight that was back and forth. Now, I think obviously Ortiz fought at a faster pace than the Crawford-Majamov fight. But that's one of the reasons why I could understand Tim Zoo's point of view when he said he dictated the pace, because he was the guy pressing the fight. You know, they both was going for it, but you really seen the effort with Ortiz really pressing the fight, and he had a lot of success doing it. You know what I mean? But I think the same approach that you know put him in position to be successful is the same reason he walked out of there with a close ass fight and not getting a knockout. I think he was trying too hard. I think he was overly aggressive, way more than he needed to be. He was too anxious, if I could say that, too like amped up. And I think Bohachuk remained more lax throughout the fight. You know what I mean? From the beginning. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he was, you know, trying too hard. He was kind of letting his offense flow. And then he had a lot of success against Vergil Ortiz, and that created two knockdowns. And like I said, the first knockdown, I feel like it was created because Vergil Ortiz was trying too hard. I mean, momentum kind of carried him to the ground after he got hit. It just couldn't be worse timing for him. And it's something that I'm not surprised that we've seen. He's always susceptible to getting caught in between shots because he's throwing everything with the same speed. And I don't want to say loading up, but every shot is hard. You get what I'm saying? And it becomes easier to read, man. He's not, you know, creative enough. I think he once he get hit, he one of those guys that he just want to fight now. And he kind of abandons the boxing. You've seen him get forced later on in the fight to resort back to boxing. More boxing than you've ever seen him do. Actually, boxing and moving, using the jab. You never really see him do that. So he has the ability to do it. But I think he needs to understand how to do that from the beginning of the fight when you're not forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it because you want to, not because you're forced to do it. Ortiz ain't ready for Crawford. He's a couple years away from that fight. I think Crawford's sticking around that long. It's tough. Mr. Empire, what it do, man? People was giving Ortiz the rounds like he was a champ. I don't see it. I listen, I understand completely, man. It's always a conversation, bro. It's just, in this, I don't really think it'd be a right or wrong thing. It's just, what did you see and how did you see it? You get what I'm saying? For me, I get it. You know what I mean? Just nobody really took the fight and ran with it. So, you know, when you see a guy create two knockdowns and you know, as hard as Vergil Ortiz was trying, he did hurt this dude on a couple of different occasions. Like I said, I think he hurt him about 2-3 times, but he recovered. And like I said, him not being creative enough with his offense, maybe some fatigue settling in, he wasn't able to put his man down or put him away. And each time that he buzzed him a bit with some shots, he recovered pretty damn fast. So I don't know, man. Vergil Ortiz, in terms of if he's ready for Crawford, it's tough, man. It's not so much if he's ready as if he's gonna win the fight. It's simple and plain, because I just don't think it's no fighter that he's gonna be able to fight that's gonna prepare him for above Crawford, right? It just is what it is at this point. Is either you get that fight or you don't. In my opinion, if they was to make this fight next, which I don't see, I don't think it's coming next. You got conflicting stuff coming out. You got Turki gassing the people up saying you want to make Crawford Ortiz, but then you also hear him say Bohachuk Ortiz was a draw. He'd rather see a rematch first. And then you hear Ortiz talking about he want the winner of Fundora and Spence. So everybody all over the place. It's early. Everybody all over the place. If you ask me, he don't beat Crawford right now. Like I said, I just don't think his IQ is quite there yet. You know what I mean? I don't know if it'll ever be there to beat a guy like Crawford at any point while he's still boxing, but maybe Father Time could catch up, man. Maybe that's the only way, but as of right now, I don't see it. I think Crawford would be too smart, counter-punching, sharp. I think Ortiz going forward too much, being overly aggressive. I think Crawford would use that to his advantage, and I think it'd create openings in the fight for Crawford, possibly an opening to stop him. Because he ain't no damn Bohachuk, sharper, more versatile, higher IQ than Bohachuk, and I think if he buzz you, drop you and stuff like that, he'd be able to get you out of there. So nah, I don't see that fight coming right now. I don't see Oscar De La Hoya being willing to throw Vergil in there with Crawford, because despite what Turki is saying and how he agreed and they shook hands, that's for show and cameras. That's for the lights and the cameras, man. I don't see them making that fight next. Like I said, it'd be very risky for Vergil at this stage in his career to throw him in there with Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think they're going to do it. You know what I mean? But I think a more fitting situation is him running it back. A run back wouldn't be bad. You know what I'm saying? It was a close fight. You didn't really, you know what I mean? It wasn't decisive enough in many people's eyes. Like I said, when you got people screaming robbery, you might want to, run that back. It wouldn't be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It was your first real test at 54, toughest test of your career, and shit, it'd make sense to run it back. You know what I mean? Especially if you ain't fighting a guy like Crawford. And you just don't know when exactly Spence and Fundora fight going to take place. And for you to try to wait for the winner of that, it'd be kind of stupid. So, you know what I mean, better to stay active than to, wait around for any one fight. Vergil versus Spence and Fundora, more Vergil's pace. Yeah, because Spence and Fundora will bang with them. Yeah, that's really what I think that's what he gonna need. I think a guy that's gonna box and be smart on the outside, I think that's not what he wants. He wants somebody that's gonna bang with him. They want to put him in there with a certain style of fighter because that's where he'll look his best. It's just that simple for me. Until I see something different, I don't think otherwise. Vergil has a good body shot that could cause problems, though. Absolutely. I mean, shit, any of those crazy shots that he land clean on Bud could be problems for him. Any of them, but the question for me is, could he land enough of them? You know what I mean? And what kind of resistance he gonna run into on his way to doing so? That's why I say it sounds fun. It sounds cool to throw his name in the hat with a Bud Crawford right now, but let's show me it. You know what I mean? Show me it. Dr. Boxing Talk, what's good, my guy? Vergil should want to perform better, and Bohachuk will welcome it. Yeah, he definitely will welcome it. You know what I mean? I think that if it was ever a rematch that should take place this year out of any of these close fights, this would be the one. This would undoubtedly be the one. Oscar ain't sacrificed the pit and Ortiz, Shakur, and Bud. Respectfully, I don't think so right now. I would like to see those fights, though, for sure. Oh, does it pay to fight? That might, that one, he might be ready for that one. I mean, from, little rumblings, you know what I'm saying? Edgar Chavez, what's good with it, bro? Safe travels on that road, man. Opulent LDTV was good, bro. So, yeah, man, I think that's what it's about right now. Not only do I not see Oscar wanting to do that with Ortiz and Crawford at the moment, it sounds good to say it, like I said, but Ortiz, again, don't even sound like that's where his mind is at. Because, it's one thing to agree when something is suggested to you. It's one thing to agree when it's suggested to you, but it's another thing when asked for you to give what your preference is. So, we're going to see. We'll see. Let's talk fashion. What's good? Remo in the building. The Uzbeks dominated this year's Olympics. They did for sure. They did. But again, man, I don't think we're seeing no Crawford or Ortiz. I think I could see a rematch before I see Crawford being thrown in there with Vergil Ortiz, or Vergil being thrown in there with Crawford next. Like I said, Oscar just telling the people, I think, whatever he feel like they want to hear. I just don't see no intent. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. Let's see what this trainer had to say, man. The trainer was pretty hot about this loss. They got 5 goals out of 7. They was kicking ass, man. Jeez, and Brian Castano. If Brian Castano could get back in the mix, man, he just been out of sight, out of mind since the Charlo loss, man. Gary, 100% kill streak gone. Vergil's 100% kill streak gone. Does Better B's kill streak end against Bivol? That's a good question, bro. And that's another thing, man. They questioning Vergil power, man. They say he ain't bring his pop up to 54 with him. I don't know if you can say that after one fight where he got taken the distance with a guy that had a chin of steel, man. Bohachuk, and he was hurting Bohachuk. He didn't have the creativity to put him away. And I think he was somewhat fatigued too in some of those exchanges. But that's a good question. Who knows, man? I wonder. I mean, if it's anybody that could find a way to box, it would be a guy like Bivol, right? That is just a tall order because Better Beef can box, close the gap well, and he just punched like a damn bear with gloves. You know what I mean? Rematch would be great. I don't know. That's a potential career shortening rematch. That fight was vicious. It was. That's the Olympics, so I never expect us to win. My front line, what it do, my guy? Both paydays made him live life. Yeah, I don't know what's up, man. I don't know. Yeah, man, but I don't know where he go because the thing is, Crawford is on borrowed time to a certain degree. He's not gonna be around long. So all these people planning these future ass fights with Crawford is out. I don't even like anybody talking about fighting Crawford. You better be talking about fighting him now, sooner than later is what I'm saying. Because I don't see him being around for years and years. You know, so if Vergil Ortiz is the fighter, Terence Crawford, better be talking sooner than later, man. But I just don't think that's a fight that they're gonna throw him in because I don't believe it's a fight his promoter feel like he can win. Hard shot, more so Vergil. I'm surprised it went 12. Yeah, when I was the first few rounds, I was saying to myself, there's no way this fight is going 12 rounds. But as you kept seeing it go, and then you see how tough Bohachuk was and how determined Vergil was, I was started second guessing and like maybe this fight just might go the distance. And there we go, man. These dudes, and that's why I say neither guy. They definitely got hit with shots. They definitely hit each other with shots that if it were just about any other opponent that they fought, they would have been out of there. That just goes to show you the kind of shape, conditioning that both guys is in, how to determine both guys, and what kind of chin these dudes got. Because, man, Vergil was taking some shots, bro. He was taking some shots, bro. But he was giving just as good as he was taking. Both guys was. Shout out to my guy, Urban Mac. He was giving just as good as he was taking for sure. He definitely should rematch. DGL say that they definitely should rematch. I'm not against it. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good fight. I think that's a good opportunity for another credible fight. And if you can make this one more decisive, then you put all that talk to bed. And I think that's one of the better options moving forward. And call any of these guys weak. Yeah, I tell you, 54 got some scrappers in it, man. You said the fight proof record, Vergil record padded. You think it's record padded? What do you mean, like it's KOs? I don't. The way I see it, like I know Bohachuk got knocked out the one time by Brandon Adams. You know, in the fight, I believe he was winning, right? He got caught. But aside from that, man, the dude been pretty damn sturdy. And it wasn't like Vergil wasn't hurting him, but I do think, you know, some guys just you know determined in that way where you ain't coming to get knocked out, because he had every reason to pack it in with some of them shots he was getting hit with. But I think he was fighting for everything, man. He was fighting just as hard as Vergil was fighting to an extent, right? So I just wasn't surprised after a while. You know, initially I'm looking like there's no way it goes the distance, but like I said, with as tough as Bohachuk was, and as determined as Ortiz was, you had two guys. Nobody had no quit in them. They was going to have to carry one of them dudes up out of there on a stretcher. That's one of those fights where even if it, you know, somebody losing, you got to save them from themselves, because neither guy was going to quit, or he was going to have to get knocked out unconscious, something like that. Yeah, Brandon Adams knocked Bohachuk out. And I know a lot of people probably felt like Vergil should be able to do it because of that, but that's not always the case. Going to fight Crawford. I think dudes will fight Crawford, but the question is, will they win though? The funny thing is though, Crawford just don't be dudes' first choice. Well, for whatever reason, it just don't. Still walking forward at times. His recovery was amazing. Yeah, Teach. His recovery is wild. Mike Ryan was good, bro. His recovery is crazy. His recovery is nuts. I thought I seen him hurt at least 3 different occasions, I want to say. And I ain't saying badly, but you know, I seen him filling them shots, and each time. One of the times he was coming forward, and then, you know, the other times he just recovered fast as hell and got right back to work. That Charles don't like how's he got humbled. I just think the time all he was living that life. He said he coming back though. P Hunter was good. Turki Al Capone for a reason. Bring on sound like the Conwell dude was throwing some leather. Charles Conwell's like that, man. He nice. He a little underrated, I think, at 54, man. I like Charles Conwell. He one of those dudes that you guys probably not gonna fight unless they have to. I ain't saying they just ducking him, but he one of them that's definitely gonna be a risk fight for people. You know what I mean? He got some scrap in him. I like Conwell. I really do. Saying people that come from hard beginnings like that are tough as nails. Yeah, them humble beginnings, man. It make a special type of fighter. I'll knock him out clean. Brandon, another contender, should be talked about in that OTX tournament. Brandon Adams still hanging around for sure. I've been calling him Turki Al Capone. Turki Al Capone is funny. Turki Al Capone beefing with the fighters, man. You know what I mean? He nicknaming fighters, beefing with the fighters, telling us what fights he want. You know, Turki Al Capone said it's his way or the highway. You know what I mean? Horry Faints, my guy, was good with Horry. I can see Boots versus Conwell as a big fight in the future. That's a cool fight up at 54. Cool fight. Gertz, what's going on? Where's the outlaw at? Turk out here nicknaming the fighters, huh? I mean, Outlaw Stevenson out this joint. Man, that's funny, man. That's funny. That is funny, man. Turk said, yeah, we gonna call him Outlaw. We can call him Outlaw. I'll let chat about that. Nah, but look, Turk just doing what he doing, man. Look, I said this all along, if you gonna give me good fights, I ain't mad at it. But you know, I'm still waiting to see how you know, because it's a lot of people giving him credit for fights that he ain't even made just yet. Like people keep saying he giving us the fights that nobody else giving us, and I'm still searching, scratching my head. Like, did I miss something? Is it a fight that I missed? Like, it's still some fights that we ain't got that ain't nobody gave us shot, and not even him. So we gotta see. We gotta see something. Yeah, that nickname was random as hell, and I ain't jacking it. Told y'all I'm jacking Smoke Stevenson, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that outlaw stuff. That Sugar Shakur shit is out, and that outlaw is out. I don't know what Turk talking about. I don't know what he talking about, man. But overall, man, I don't. We ain't getting no Crawford, no Ortiz. I think Crawford at this point would be a little too much for him. I think Ortiz operating purely off too much young boy energy. I think he still got some maturing to do before you get in there with a guy that's cerebral as a Terence Crawford. Got the ability to counterpunch, and you know the way he do. Even at this age, some might think he's slowing down. Still think he's smart enough. Versatile enough to beat a guy like Vergil Ortiz. I just don't see him beating Terence Crawford right now. And again, that his approach was going to be similar to what it typically always is. And until he shows me that he can change what his approach is, I think the same thing that makes him successful gets him beat against a guy like Crawford. Then I just don't see them making a fight or him beating a guy like that unless they try to catch him on the way out. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Turki, it sound good, but like I said, they're going back and forth in terms of what they're going to do, and we got to just see. You know what I mean? We got to wait and see how their cards play out. Only fights he may have asked for Usyk and Fury, and I think that we was going to get that eventually anyway, to be, truth be told. I really do. Truck is not to be around. Turki for him. Any questions? Turki wants confirmation on everything. Oscar was afraid to say no. Oscar, he was uncomfortable. He made Oscar uncomfortable. Pugilist was good with it. He said with 2 knockdowns, a fighter would have to win 7 to 12 rounds to get a draw. So did Ortiz win 8 rounds? Well, let's talk about it. We could keep building, man. We here. We gonna build. This is why we here. Look, can y'all see this clearly? Can y'all see these scorecards? Can y'all see these scorecards up here? Because I see right here where they gave Ortiz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds. I see where they gave him. They gave him 8 rounds out of the fight. They gave him round 12. They gave him 10, 11, 12. They gave him 7, 6, 5, and 3. So, I mean, for me, I do feel like where Ortiz makes an argument in the fight at, and credit to him is in them championship rounds. I do think 10, 11, and 12, I do think he finished the fight stronger than Bohachuk did for sure. You know what I mean? Each round is still count for 1 round, but that is the lasting impression on the judges. And you see in one of them scorecards, they gave him, well, not even just one. That one too. They gave him the last 3. Gave him the championship rounds. I believe that might have won the fight for him, respectfully. Regardless of how the rest of the fight, I think that's where the argument comes to play for him. You know what I mean? The fact that he closed the fight stronger, I think, than Bohachuk did. Casanova was good with it. CRG said they were not 10-8 rounds. You don't think so? Some people feel like he got up from the knockdowns and fought back very well. You know what I'm saying? And controlled the rest of the round or whatever the case, because he got knocked down in the first and then he got knocked down in the 8th. Boycott Turki for trying to make big fights. We need to get back to promoters not working together. Bring back boxing politics and boxing. Right. Exactly what we don't need. Exactly what we don't need. For sure, not 10-8 rounds. Do I know how to judge boxing? I mean, look, man, I don't know, you know, what your line of questioning is. What do you know how to judge boxing? I think we all know. I mean, this shit is subjective. My problem with any boxing fan, or if you are a person that the minute you hear something different than what you think, you go to questioning people boxing knowledge, you probably won't get along with me. You probably won't. This is why we had these discussions, man. It's no one way to see this shit. You got some people that feel like, hey, look, Bohachuk got 2 knockdowns. Vergil Ortiz ain't create enough separation in the remaining rounds outside of the knockdown rounds to win the fight. And I will have no argument with that. But if you want to go off these scorecards, which I doubt, because you gotta be your own judge at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? I don't sit around and wait for them to judge a fight for me. But like I said, for me watching it in live time, that is where I feel like Vergil Ortiz made the strongest argument, a case for pulling this fight off, if at all, down the stretch of the fight. The 10, 11, and 12 round, I feel like he closed a bit stronger than Bohachuk. Yeah, he got dropped a couple times in the fight, but I think he fought back each time. Both times he got knocked down, and none of the rounds to me were like nobody had any dominant rounds or anything like that. It wasn't no real, nobody walking away with this fight. It was just back and forth, and that's just what it is. And I hear some people questioning if he chinny. I don't believe getting dropped by a guy that can punch makes you chinny, especially if you wasn't really hurt. I think Ortiz more was a balance and momentum situation. Balance, momentum, timing, all of those things combined. But neither time that he got knocked down, I don't think he was visibly hurt like that. He just sprung right back up and wanted to get right back to it. You know, by rule, I think that makes them knockdowns, but I don't think they were, you know, knockdowns where he was hurt. So I don't see him as Cheney. But I do see some people going there with it. I don't think so though. I'm a regular boxing novice. It's always something you could learn. Always something to learn. I saw Bohachuk win overall. Should run it back. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But people should be able to say that without it having to be like, do you know how this? Man, just tell me what you saw. Tell me what you saw. If you think he won, say it, you know? So it's still a knockdown. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, it's subjective, bro. It's all what you feel like you seen. Some people felt like Ortiz landed cleaner, more effective shots outside of them obvious knockdown rounds and closed the fight stronger. Like I said, and maybe gave him a chance to win the fight. But then, you know, there's the politics side of it where people like they wanted to set up Vergil Ortiz and Crawford. But that goes out the window if Vergil Ortiz and Crawford ain't made next. So, you know, just gotta wait and see, man. I ain't tripping, man. This was a 50-50 fight. I thought this was gonna be Vergil's toughest fight. It definitely was on paper, and it played out that way inside the ring. I ain't tripping. He got a couple little, you know, knockdowns. He got right back up. He fought strong both of the times. Ain't really want to take a backward step. These dudes is dogs, man. They really was going for it. You know what I mean, they really, ETB was good with it, bro. Everything boxing in the building. Yeah, it's not an easy fight to score. A lot of back and forth. And that's all for the life of me. That's all I be saying is all how you score. And if you score differently than somebody else, that don't mean, oh, well, do you know how to score a fight? Bro, you can see it different. These judges be there and they be seeing it differently. You don't think we could be, you know what I mean? Somebody could, from their vantage point, could see something different. We could see something different. You're allowed to see it differently, bro. That's all. I don't got to be right or wrong. I feel like it doesn't matter what I think. Shit, the judges had it for Ortiz, man, you know? But I just don't feel like it's a robbery. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with nobody feeling like either guy won. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It was that kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all already know. Y'all could you could pack him up. You know, he weird. He ain't part of the con. Fate was good, my guy. Back and forth fight would have resulted in a Serhii win. Vergil needed 8 rounds to win. Shit, they gave him 8 rounds. You know, they gave him 8 rounds. I think the copy box numbers had Vergil Ortiz landed more punches too. I don't have the copy box numbers with the punches landed. I mean, copy box had the you had it for Verge too. Big B-Lo was good with it, bro. 7-5 Ortiz, but due to the knockdowns, it was a draw. I ain't mad at none of it, man. I ain't mad at it, y'all. I ain't mad at it. It was one of those fights. It was one of those back and forth affairs, man. You know, 8 rounds, crazy for a fight that close. Yeah, that's what Tim Tszyu said. 8 rounds too. Hurry up, look. Tim Tszyu said he had 8 rounds. He had 8 rounds for Crawford. Hold on, where is that? I think I still got it in here. I mean, not Crawford. I said Crawford. 8 rounds for Ortiz.
8-4. In Ortiz's way, yeah. So look, 1 round back and forth, you know. It was the knockdowns is what made the points come up real close. But I think Ortiz had it.
You think 8-4 though? Like 8-4? Because I know there are certain rounds that were really close, but
yeah, it could have gone either way. But I feel like Ortiz dictated the pace. You know, that was a tough battle for both of them. Yeah.
Hey, see, you know, he said 8-4. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say, you don't know Tim Tszyu don't know boxing. Cause he ain't no way, Tim Tszyu, you don't know boxing. You had it 8-4. He said he said he felt wild. He said he controlled the pace of the fight. I think people have is that Bohachuk was the champion, probably did enough to keep his belt. I ain't even mad at it though. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it because I mean it's hard to argue that he didn't though, you know. That's why I say, man, it all depends on who you are. If you really having a discussion or an argument, are you set on it being the way you seen it, or are you You get what I'm saying? For me, it's not that big a deal. I don't feel like no robbery took place, but it was one of those fights. And this is why a rematch should happen. This is why a rematch should happen. Because it was one of them fights where neither guy created enough separation to say they won definitively, right? You get what I'm saying? You got some people saying draw. Some people saying draw too, and I ain't mad at that. That's why I think they should run it back. Shit, one of the cards was a draw. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at seeing it. Matter of fact, this fight needs to happen again. This was like a fight of the year type of candidate, and I think it should happen again. I definitely think this fight need to happen again. Why not? Why not? You get what I'm saying? Let's be real. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Vergil Ortiz ain't fighting Terence Crawford next. We don't even have a date yet on Fundora and Earl Spence, so there's no telling when they're going to fight for him to sit around and wait for the winner. If he's smart, he wouldn't want to sit around and wait for any one fight. Why not run it back with the guy that everybody is speculating if you beat or not, right? I think this rematch would be perfect. Perfect time for him to rematch. It'd be perfect for Ortiz. Perfect. It'd be a great fight for both of them. Bohachuk, I would watch him any day of the week. He had no quit in him. He fought every round. He fought back. He did his thing. He damaged Ortiz face up, man. He had Ortiz boxing at one point. That man deserved a rematch at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, I think that'd kill all that. But at the end of the day, I ain't crying about no decision, man. I like the fact that it looked like it was a 50-50 fight on paper, and it played out that way in the ring. Ortiz, some of his deficiencies was exposed on fight night. We seen some of the areas where he need to improve. And it's just that simple. You know what I mean? We see what areas where he lacked. You know what I mean? I just don't think, because of that, I don't think we see him in there with no Terence Crawford. Which would be wonderful for Bob. You get what I'm saying? KO, that's a rematch that need to have. That got rematch written all over it, bro. Rematch written all over it. Jarrell was good with it. He said whoever gave Ortiz 8 rounds gave him all the close swing rounds. Probably so, though, Big B-Lo. But again, what Tim Layton was good, bro. What he's saying, what Tim Tszyu was saying in his little description, he said he felt like Ortiz controlled the pace. And if you look at it, a good portion of the fight, I could say it was an Ortiz pace type of fight. You get what I'm saying? A good portion of that fight was fought. You know what I mean? Ortiz bringing it, but they both were. But I think I could see what point Tim Tszyu was making. You get what I'm saying? I can see what point he's making. That's why I say, man, the more we go back and forth, the more you just seen a good fight and you need to see it again. Why not? Why not? Because what I do think is in a rematch, I do think either somebody going to create separation, or who knows, maybe it'd be close again and you get a trilogy. But I agree, KO. Rematch is great for the sport, man. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? He's not fighting Terence Crawford next. He not. Bohachuk ain't fighting him next either. You know what I mean? They're the best opponent for each other moving forward right now. There ain't no better opponent right now for them to face. You got people still saying Ortiz ain't ready for Crawford. I think Oscar De La Hoya, I don't see him being ready to make that move. When they asked Vergil Ortiz, even though he said yeah, when they suggested it, he still sounded like he had plans on something else. So I think to cut all that out, just they need to run it back straight up. Yeah, facts. And I'll take that too. It's nothing better for them. And I'm just being realistic because you're not getting Crawford. All right, if the Crawford fight was for real, and I don't care what they saying. I just don't see that. Ain't no way in hell somebody gonna convince me that that's the next fight up after seeing how he just went, life and death. And I know they both had close, decision wins, but I don't think Crawford's was is debatable because he damn sure ain't getting knocked down twice. And we all know if Crawford was in that fight against Majimov and got knocked down twice, I don't give a damn what he did in the rest of them rounds. He would have lost. But Ortiz and Conwell is a good match. And something tells me, who knows if Oscar is really, you get what I'm saying? Man, these dudes be known. Conwell might be risky as hell because he's athletic as hell. It ain't gonna just be one way with him. He could show you some different looks, maybe that Bohachuk wasn't showing. And again, it's all about styles, and these dudes got matchmakers for a reason. That might be a bad style matchup for him. It could be. Oscar did a poll, Vergil versus Ron. Don't be surprised. Oscar be playing with the fans, bro. Oscar bogus as hell, bro. Oscar be out here playing with the fans, man. Oscar out here playing. After the second knockdown, Ortiz did control the pace, but Ortiz lost round 9 for real. I ain't mad at that, Big B-Lo. On this scorecard here, they got him losing, what is that, round? They got him losing round 9, right? Do they? Yeah. Oh, no, not over there, they don't. In the middle column, they got him losing round 9. But I thought he did very well in the championship rounds for what it's worth. You get what I'm saying? And I know some people feel like he didn't outwork the champion. Maybe he didn't do enough to the champion to take the belt. But that's just a saying, man. That's just a saying at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I feel like he outpaced him. I think them championship rounds out-hustled him a bit. Second knockdown was round 8. Yeah, rounds 1 and 8 is where he got knocked down. First time Ortiz really got some extra rounds. Hey, man, talk about it. Talk about it, Remo. That's a fact, though. And look, we just here to talk about it. Ain't making no excuses. It is. And it was against a real opponent. That's why I say I don't think him not getting a knockout was a matter of him, not bringing his power up with him. But I do think he was in there with his toughest guy to date, somebody in there that could take a punch as well as give one back. He wasn't coming to get knocked out. You got to think, some people actually coming to win. At no point in the fight did I feel like Bohachuk wasn't trying to win. You get what I'm saying? That shit like that matter. Everybody ain't coming to just get mowed down and knocked out. And he wasn't. He was coming to win. And Ortiz, like I said, he got 2 layups at 154 back-to-back. And then they throw him in there with a real test. And this is, like Remo said, this is his real first action at 54 for real. You know what I'm saying? So good, man. This should have worked wonders for him, man. Rematch, I think, make all the sense in the world. As a matter of fact, I want to see a rematch. I really do. He's 110-12. I think so too. I think so, Big B-Lo. I think that's where he make the argument for him winning the fight. That don't mean y'all all gotta feel like that. But for me, like, I ain't just going blindly. I ain't just agreeing with the judges. I'm telling you, I feel like he set a pace and he maintained it very well. I feel like he had some down moments because to stay at that pace that he set initially would have been crazy. That they both set. You get what I'm saying? But I do feel like he was controlling the pace. I feel like he did show that he could box a little bit. He went in his bag some. I did see that. I just wish he would have did it, at the beginning of the fight rather than down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? But I think he showed up in the championship rounds, and that shit matter. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Fredericks was good with it, fam. I think it matters. So he showed up where it counted, man. Bohachuk did, he did his thing. You know what I mean? He did his thing. LetsBuild was good with it, Dub. How you feeling? Wow, man. Where do y'all trolls? Just so everybody know, heads up, man. I'm about to reset my moderators, man. I'm trying to figure out how some of these trolls keep getting in here, how some of these people, the wrong people, getting blocked. I don't know where that weird guy comes from all the time. Bird took shots, but he's also slipping shots. Yeah, I saw improvements. Yeah, you seen him have his ability to get his head off the line and move. I seen good head movement a number of different times. I was surprised to see that. That was something different with Vergil. And then, later in the fight where he was kind of reduced, I think he was kind of trying something different, but it was working. He was boxing. He was using doubling and tripling the jab. I was liking some of that stuff he was doing, right? And he wasn't forcing the offense as much. Crawford officially vacates WBO welterweight title. Brian Norman Jr. is new WBO welterweight champ. Appreciate you, Dub. Shout out to B. Norman, man. I just had him on here. I told him I know he can't wait till that happened. I knew it was coming, and I anticipated it coming more so after Crawford last fight. And right on point it did. Shout out to Dub, always coming through with the info. Cecil, what it do, my guy? But yeah, man, Vergil showed some things to his game, man. He showed some depth to his fight game, man. But again, the majority of the fight was fought one way, and that was him trying to just go for it. And I think you just need to be a bit more creative in your approach. I think you got to know when to step on the gas. It can't just be all gas, no brakes. That shit sound cool to say, but, you know, certain fights, you got to know when to press the gas and when to kind of slow it up. And I think that's where he at. You know what I'm saying? I think he at the point in his career where he's trying to, you know, where he needs to, you know, kind of make that adjustment. You get what I'm saying? Kind of dial it back. Because you got to think you got his trainer telling him the same thing in the corner, right? You got to know when to dial it back. And you don't have to try so hard, right? He was trying way too hard. You know what I'm saying? He was trying way, way, way too hard. And you could see it. You appreciate the effort from a fight fan perspective, but you also know that's going to stop him from getting a knockout. That's going to prevent him from getting a knockout. It's going to make the fight entertaining. Then you're going to be able to put some pressure on the dude. He's going to have success. A lot of it he did have. But again, you know, his desired outcome was a knockout. He wanted that knockout, and it wasn't going to come with him, you know, pressing the action that hard, that much of the time. You get what I'm saying? And you know what? You know, they say you train how you fight. And you see how we seen, you know, rewinding the Earl Spence when he was in training camp for Ugas and the way he was hitting the bag. He essentially transitioned into the fight and fought the same way when he started letting his hands go, right? Vergil is a guy that's known for being in training camp and giving it everything. And you hear how hard, you know, Robert Garcia say he worked, right? He don't know no fighter that works harder than Vergil. And, you know, although you could appreciate that and you could respect it, you know, it has to be, you know, you got to be able to find some balance. You got to be able to slow it down. You got to be able to tone it down, dial it back a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Like if you just look at the first knockdown, a lot of that was his. It was all his fault. You get his own momentum created that to a certain degree as well, because he'd be in there just going for it, and you know you be putting so much into every punch, you just can't. It's not sustainable. You get what I'm saying? Not at the top level, and for him, you know, Bohachuk was the top level. That was the most competitive fight that he's fought. You get what I'm saying? Toughest guy that he's been in the ring with to date, and it showed. So, again, you got to know when to kind of dial it back. You know what I mean? And you know, not make the fight a little easier for yourself by not trying so hard. You get what I'm saying? He was trying way too hard, and I know that might sound crazy, but that's what I seen. I seen him very eager, anxious. He wanted to hurt this dude so bad, and at times he created those opportunities. But I think his willingness to attack instead of kind of slow it down, dial it back, you know, he kind of took the knockout off the table for himself. You know what I mean? And then you throw in there with the fact that you got a guy that is not coming to be knocked out. You know what I mean? Everybody keep talking about, you know, what Brandon Adams did. You know, just because you got knocked out in one fight don't mean you get knocked out in the next one. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think, you know, the decision was an indictment on Vergil Ortiz's power. I could see if he couldn't hurt this dude, right? But I just think Bohachuk, you know, he got a beard on him, man. He took a lot of punishment. I don't care what nobody say. You know, everybody's talking about how Vergil face look versus, you know, Bohachuk. I don't give a damn. You can't tell me that dude probably going to get checked out too, because he took a lot of shots, man. And I think Vergil's shots was more, you know, effective to a certain degree. Bohachuk, I feel like his offense was flowing more. Both guys looked relaxed in there, but I think Vergil had more tense moments simply because he was trying so hard, whereas Bohachuk was more relaxed, able to see and kind of go through the gears a little bit better at times. You know what I'm saying? And I think his ability to stay poised under any pressure that Ortiz was bringing helped him create a couple knockdowns for himself in the fight. So it was just one of them fights, man. That's why I blame boxing for not giving us more opportunities to see fights that's competitive like this. So when we see an outcome, when we see a 50-50 fight play out like a 50-50 fight, why do we overreact? So you get what I'm saying? Vergil Ortiz ain't no finished product. He still got to get better, right? He still got to learn. He's still learning on the job. And he got thrown in there with his toughest test, and shit, it's the first time he's ever went, you know, the distance. You know what I mean? Ever first time ever going 12 rounds. That stuff matters. So, you know what I mean? And he went in there with a very durable guy, very willing and able dude with punching power in both hands, a two-handed fighter that was trying to knock his head off too. So I enjoyed Saturday, man. I think the way they, you know, they capitalize off this is the rematch. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll satisfy a lot of the fans. I think a lot of people would be glad to see a rematch between Vergil and Bohachuk. I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes took a lot of damage. They went to war for 12 rounds. And it's sad that the only thing people complain about is the results. So I think a good run back would be fit, man. They run that thing back one good time, man, it'd be good. Key structure was good. Ortiz was hitting his gloves a lot through shots. Bohachuk was moving his head. So we get a rematch soon. Some of those, what that was happening, key structure. It was, bro. It was. His defense was just a bit better than what I initially thought, because he was very tight. You know what I mean? And it was the composure as well as staying tight with his defense, his ability to stay composed under that pressure, and again allowing him being relaxed, allowing him to see things in there, and like Ant said, you know, Ortiz not being deceptive enough with the offense or creative enough with the offense, which on top of that, on top of Bohachuk being relaxed and staying poised, he was able to see it because you being predictable to some degree with your offense. You throwing every shot hard. Some would say loading up at times, right? So that's I think something that Ortiz, because with power like that, he's an athletic guy, right? He can box, he can move, like he can fight in there. You know what I'm saying? I think if he's more creative with his offense, man, he's a trouble. He's a problem for anybody. You know what I'm saying? He already got a good body attack, so he has the ability to mix up the attack. But I think it was points in that fight where he was just so like focused on the knockout and not so much as to how he was going to hurt him, how he was going to get the knockout. He was so focused on hurting the dude, but not, you know, thinking enough in there, right, about how you was going to hurt him. You just was in there doing. And look, I ain't knocking it. Like I said, it's exciting to watch. It's impressive. You respect it and all that. But you talking about a guy that wanted to get a knockout. I think his approach needed to change a bit, and he would have put himself in a position to get the knockout. You get what I'm saying? That trying too hard and going for it, and then finding yourself, you know, when you actually do get this dude hurt, you can't put together the necessary offense to get him out of there because of the lack of creativity, right? Maybe that mixed with the fact that you're being predictable, and then you running short on fumes in certain cases because you've been fighting so damn hard. Like, you get what I'm saying? You got to learn not to fight that hard. That's crazy. But you just got to dial it back. And I feel like that element, that part to his game needs work before he could find himself in there with a Terence Crawford and really give himself more than a puncher's chance at winning. You get what I'm saying? Right now, it's on some if you can catch Bud Crawford type shit for me, right? I'm not sold that for 12 rounds, if there's no knockout, you can outthink him. And I've already seen you go 12 rounds with a guy that I don't think is on the exact level of a Bud Crawford. So I think it's only reasonable for me to feel like he can take you 12, a guy that can box with more versatility, a lot more cerebral, higher IQ, can definitely, you know what I mean, put you in some positions and beat you, you know what I mean, let alone taking you the distance. So that's where I'm at. And I think the same thing I see is the same thing his promoters see. And for that reason, despite what they shook hands on, that shit was for show. We ain't going to see no damn Bud Crawford and Vergil Ortiz next. If I'm wrong, I'd love to be wrong about it. I really wouldn't care. You know what I mean? Let's see it. But I think the better fight right now for Vergil Ortiz that make all the sense in the world is to rematch this dude. Put all the questions to bed. Not even just to put the questions to bed, but because a fight this good deserves a rematch. So aside from the decision, I know a lot of people don't like the decision. I think the fight was that damn good that it deserved a rematch. And I wouldn't have a problem seeing it. You know what I mean? Like bro said, it's the best option for both of them. The best realistic option too, I believe. Ortiz just need better footwork, head movement. He had a great chin in my opinion as well. Yeah, you know what? He showed some good head movement too, Jordan. You seen it a little bit. He was showing it. He was showing it. It was spotty. It was in spots, right? Because that's not a consistent part of his game that's on display, right? Because he usually straight at getting you. But those times where I think he was trying to be creative and show something different and force the box a little bit more. You've seen him getting his head off the line in there, moving with a purpose. You've seen him doing shit with an intent. I like to see that from him, but I think he needed to mix it up more so earlier on than when he started. It was kind of late in the fight when he started showing some of that too. I mean, he was showing some head movement early in the fight, but the boxing part of it that he was having success with, he started kind of late with it. You know what I mean? I think just to give Bohachuk a different look and maybe surprise him with some of the shots. I think he's seen a lot of that stuff coming, and not to say Vergil Ortiz is slow, but again, if you keep throwing the same pitch at the same speed, you know, about 4 or 5 rounds in, I'm used to it. You get what I'm saying? And I could better prepare for it. And I can't stress that enough. That's why I think the knockout didn't happen. I don't think it was because Vergil Ortiz power didn't carry. I don't think none of that. I just think, you know, when you stepping up in level, and despite this dude being knocked out once, you still got to create your offense. You got to be creative in there. And if you're doing the same thing over and over, throwing the same punches, you throwing the same fastball over and over and over again, the guy's preparing for it. He bracing himself. You know what I'm saying? And he got tight defense, so some of them shots ain't even getting all the way home. You get what I'm saying? And the minute he started utilizing the jab more, doubling a little bit, moving boxing, you seen the immediate success he started to have from doing it, right? But again, he has to be aware with doing that from the start of a fight. He got to know that it don't have to be all gas, no brakes all the time, and it can't be that all gas, all brakes all the time. You get what I'm saying? Or you gonna find yourself, you know, letting opportunities slip by you, or dare I say, you run into somebody that's gonna catch you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be smart in there. He gotta find balance. And right now, I think he's still fighting off that young boy aggression, and that's not beating Terence Crawford, in my opinion. It won't work. Money, much love, man, for the super sticker, bro. Appreciate you, sir. Robert said the buddy deserved a rematch. That's the trainer speaking on his own fighter. That's a fact. The trainer said it. The guy that proposed the Crawford and Ortiz fight said it as well. You know what I mean? Big Turk for what it matters. You know what I mean? He said it. He said it was a draw in his opinion. He said he would like a rematch before Crawford fight. Let's see it. Let's see it. Andrew Gray, what it do, my guy? Shout out to Jordan down in the unfinished basement trolling. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. They don't know, man. Like, I be so unbothered back here. They be trying to bother me, but I know how to ignore, block people, keep going, because I know they want attention. Rude exposure, what it do, my guy? Shout out to Al Money, man. Appreciate you, fam.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Rude exposure, BVO was good, my guys. How y'all feeling? Vergil got to change his speed on his punches and practice patience. I agree. Don. I think you know, especially when you talking about getting in there with a guy that knows how to slow the pace of a fight down, right? That's not going to allow you to fight at 100 miles an hour. He just ain't going to allow that. You know what I'm saying? In my honest opinion, I don't think he'll be able to operate at the pace he wants, and it will cause some problems for him. So yeah, changing up the speed on his punches. You know what I'm saying? More patience. Dialing it back a bit. You know what I mean? Stand behind the jab more. And just be creative, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Be more creative with the offense, because with power like that, punching power like that, good body attack like he got, you'll be folding dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine hitting you. He the type of guy, if he catching you with punches you don't see, he's more than likely going to knock you out. So I don't know where all this, you know, boxing fans are weird. The first time you don't get a knockout, we question the guy's power. Even if he knocked out the previous 2 guys in the weight class, it's like, I don't know. So I'm just waiting to see. But I see Vergil Ortiz punching. I don't think nobody at 54 is just going to walk through that. And Bohachuk wasn't walking through it, man. He survived it because he tough as nails. But, you know, most guys ain't taking that kind of firepower and still being there, if we're being honest. You get what I'm saying? On either side. You get what I'm saying? Bohachuk, just about anybody else he fought, he would have been landing them kind of shots against him. They would have been gone. Same thing with Vergil Ortiz. Anybody else he fought, he landed that kind of firepower on them, they would have been out of there. So it was a new experience to a certain degree for both of them, because they both got high-ass KO ratios. Bohachuk only got 1 win outside of, you know, before this fight, that, you know, he didn't get a knockout. And then obviously the one where he lost and got knocked out. But dudes both, you know, used to getting their guy out of there. So it was just something different. Going the distance, man. Vergil had to experience that. This the first time a guy actually was able to take everything he was throwing and keep it coming. So I respect him for being able to stay composed and keep trying. You know what I mean? A lot of guys get they get discouraged. They've been hitting a guy with everything. Then they start getting hit back. They start to fool. I done seen it a million times. When you ever see a bully get bullied, guy used to get knockouts, and then somebody finally stand up to that punch and get them out of there. Now they fighting different. Vergil didn't do that. Vergil was fighting. He was like, hey, all right, this dude tough. I'm going to just keep giving it to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we seen, back and forth, all the way to the end. Yeah, I was expecting that KO. His streak ends, man. That 100% was nice, Verg. Booger, what it do, my guy? Yeah, very entertaining, man. Dudes, man. Those are the kind of fights that could take, some fights off your career, man. It takes years off your life, man. Getting your ass punched on like that. Vergil took 2 sacks. Oh yeah, and still won the game for sure. Man, he kept fighting, man. He fought hard, man. He fought hard, man. That's why I gotta give it to him, man. He showed some frustration too. You could tell getting knocked down. He wasn't feeling them knockdowns, bro. 619 Cali Factor. What's good, my guy? He did not like touching the canvas, bro. Vergil was like, nah, I'm good. I'm telling you I'm good. Ref was like, nah, I still got to count, brother. It's better be the only one left. I think so, Aisha. I think the ones that, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think you're the only one. Especially the ones that, as far as the guys that matter, the champions and stuff. So, yeah, it better be. So, I wonder, does that change against Beaver, or do we get Beaver out of there? Somebody asked that earlier. I think that's where we at right now. Vergil Crawford will handle Vergil power and pressure. I mean, look, Crawford is, Vergil is a dog with the pressure. You got real power and all that stuff, right? But I'm pretty sure some people probably thought Bohachuk wouldn't last, right? Under his power and pressure, and he did. And Crawford, I think, is a level or two above a guy like Bohachuk, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? He survived it, I think, above Crawford, a much better fighter than Bud Crawford could, right? Anything could happen in any fight. Vergil Ortiz has the power, I think, in my opinion, to knock out anybody with the right shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's nobody, I don't think nobody's just going to, get hit with his shots and just say they're nothing, right? Even Bohachuk downplayed beforehand. He thought his power wasn't legit, but I'm pretty sure he probably felt different after fighting him. So, look, Vergil pressure and his power is real, but again, so is the IQ, the overall boxing ability of a Terence Crawford, right? And although he might be getting older, he's still dangerous enough to beat a guy like a Vergil Ortiz. My problem with Vergil in that fight as to why he wouldn't beat a Crawford is because, again, he's still operating too much on the physical side of things, right? With Crawford, you need your mental got to be intact too, man, and your IQ, you got to be able to, think in there with him. You got to be able to play chess. You get what I'm saying? So he just want to get in there and overwhelm you and try to, batter you, break you down that way, get you out of there. But that shit don't always work. And Crawford has the ability to force you into a chess match with him. And once he gets you into that web, it is what it is after that. So, I don't think those mauling tactics, now maybe you can have some moments trying to do that, but I think ultimately that could get him clipped against a guy like Crawford. You got to bring more versatility, I think, to the table. It's definitely with your approach. I think it would be smart to, pick your shots, create your offense, try to be, deceptive with creating traps and setting traps, shit like that. But all that just comes straight forward, come right at you, and I'm gonna just blast you out. I'm gonna just overwhelm you. I'm gonna overpower you. That shit don't work all the time. You get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like to a certain degree, that's a young man's approach, and it's been very successful for Vergil. But just looking at his last fight will be a prime example as to why it's time to kind of try to add or change, or, you know, I want to say change, man, but maybe tweak your approach depending on who you in there with, because everybody ain't in there to just be bullied and blasted out the ring. You get what I'm trying to say? Bohachuk wasn't going for none of that shit. As much pressure as Ortiz brought, and he was bringing it all night, but Bohachuk wasn't going. You get what I'm trying to say? So everybody's just not going for that. So think about if he had a plan B in terms of the approach, like maybe switch things up. And he did it to a certain degree, started boxing, but I think it was, like I said, it was late in the fight. Had he done that more early, switched it up a little bit more, I think he could have created more opportunities for that knockout that he wanted so bad. You know what I'm saying? Bringing fighters up and wait to fire. To fight Ortiz. Man, that'd be crazy. Boy, I think we'd be done with him, man. But we'll find holes, the offense and exposed, but better not take too many Vergil punches. Nah, that's a fact. That's something you don't want to, though. You know what I'm saying? You definitely don't want to find yourself on a receiving end just getting cracked with Vergil best shots. You know what I mean? That's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Bohachuk, you know what I mean? It was what it was. It was just that type of fight. And already sucking down 54 with his issues. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Dude, big kid on the low, man. He's a big kid, big Vergil. But I think moving forward, man. Moving forward, they need to explore that rematch. Dodge J was good, yeah. Greek Point got developed that jumper mid-range game. I'm telling you, just be able the ability to be switch it up a little bit, give a different look, change the speed on the punches. You get what I'm saying? Like I see it, like I've seen he was going hard the entire way, but again, you got to be able to switch it up because after a while the guy's gonna be able to prepare for it, and that's what you've seen happen. Then it got to a point where he had to go in his bag and box some more just to try to create offense in a different way. And you've seen him have success doing it. So it's like, it's just a matter of knowing better, right? I think these 12 rounds was important for him. I think it was all kinds of, good to come out of getting a strong 12 rounds. You know what I mean? And you squeak by with a decision, but, I think it's a lot to learn from this fight for the young Vergil, man. Let's see where you go from here. But I definitely don't think it's the next step is Crawford. So I'm off that. I don't see it. Robert, the chant rounds telling him to box, right? You see what I'm saying? Robert, no, he's like, man, you gotta mix it up. This dude ain't trying to be knocked out, because I think more boxing would have created the opportunity that he was looking for in terms of wanting to finish this dude. He, you know what I'm saying? That straight at him approach, it was very successful, but it still didn't create the openings that he truly wanted. And I think boxing would have did that for him. And I think that comes with experience and IQ and learning, right? I think the more you put in situations like that, you can learn. So this was the first time him being in there, and to his credit, this was the first time that he was in there where that approach, just going straight at his guy, didn't work. Any other time, that's exactly what worked. Go right at his guy, you know what I mean, and break him down. Land your shots, break him down, go to his body, go over the top, you know what I'm saying? Get your guy up out of there. So he did have the wherewithal to understand that he needed to change it up. I just think it came, like I keep saying, late in the fight. But it's to be understood, because it was, like I said, it was the first time that straight go at him approach didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And the other time he was getting knockouts. So this is the first, and he had reason to believe that it could work because he was having success throughout the fight. It wasn't like it wasn't working. He just kept trying something that wasn't working. It was working, but it, like I said, ultimately it just didn't create them openings that he truly wanted to get his guy out of there. He told him he needed the last 3 rounds. It's one of them fights. It's definitely, and he fought like it. So credit to Robert for saying that, because he fought like it. He fought like it. I'm going to be looking for jabs to create more opens. What else? I think more movement, changing levels teach, you know what I mean? more versatility with the punches you throw, not just like loading up on power shots, hooks, and uppercuts. You know what I mean? Be a little bit harder to read. You know what I mean? With him, you know, that's not Vergil. He gonna go straight at you, and he just want to go. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that approach, you know, it's been working for him, but as you've seen, as we all seen, some people just not going for that. Some people need to be tricked a little bit more, softened up a different way, right? His only way of softening you up is to put that pain in you and beat you down, right? You know what I mean, with these power shots. But he needs to understand you can soften somebody up with a shotgun jab. You keep hitting somebody in the nose over and over. Like, you get what I'm saying? He needs to understand there's different ways to skim a cat, is what I'm saying, right? And there's no fault. I don't fault him at all because he's still young and learning. And like I said, that approach been working. So now he has a fight to look at and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could tweak some stuff. You don't got to switch shit up completely and change it, right? But you just tweak some things, right? Implement a little bit more boxing earlier in your fights, a little more creativity where you give somebody, a fighter, something else to think about other than preparing for your power shots and you coming straight forward. Like, that's what I believe happened Saturday. So I think if he'd have went to the boxing earlier, like we seen him doing later in the fight, that's why I say I think he'd have had a different kind of success later in the fight. But for him, like I said, that's the way he knows about getting to his guy, breaking him down, landing those heavy shots, no power shots, and just getting to his guy, right? But like I said, there's more than one way to skim a cat. You know what I mean? I done seen people get broke down with getting hit repeatedly with jabs. I done seen people get fights ended with jabs. See, we seen Dame Dubois get his damn eye socket jabbed, his orbital bone jabbed out of commission by Slow Joyce over and over. Just, you know what I mean? Over, jab, consistent, strong jab in your face. Don't nobody want to keep getting hit with that. Now you say you start mixing in body shots and your power shots or uppercut after you done got them a little intoxicated with a jab. You know what I mean? Just, I ain't saying I got all the answers like I'm no boxer or trainer, but I do understand at that level, creativity is going to be your best friend, especially when you're a guy trying to create a knockout. Like if you've ever seen, if you watch most fights where you know a guy clearly is a KO artist or has the punching power to get his guy out of there, and you typically don't see the knockout, what is the reason for that? It's usually a lack of creativity in that opponent being able to brace for the predictable attacks that, you know, a fighter keep bringing, right? And that's kind of what you seen with Saturday. Like, I'm not knocking him, but again, you know, just more versatility, more creativity. You know what I mean? Switching it up a bit more. You know what I mean? Not being, you know, not having the same old approach and expecting a different result. And again, like I said, I'm not faulting him because that same approach has been working for him. So, you know what I'm saying? And I still seen that he understood it suited him best to kind of switch stuff up a bit, and he did it. So I give him a lot of credit, man. He you know, he figured it out. He didn't get discouraged when he seen that a guy wasn't going after the 6th, 7th round, like with the punches that he usually land on guys, he get you out of there, right? He kept fighting, and then credit to Bohachuk, he weathered every storm that, you know, Vergil Ortiz brought to his doorstep. You know what I mean? Like I said, to my count, I think I seen him hurt about 3 times, buzzed a bit, you know what I mean? And each of those times he recovered very well. And I just didn't see, you know, Ortiz put enough together after those moments to create anything further than that moment. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's something that, you know, he could work on moving forward, man. More versatility, more creativity with the offense, and more patience, you know what I mean? More patience. Learn to be more of a chess player. You know what I'm saying? Learn to be more of a chess player at times, I would say. You know what I mean? And I think it'll suit him best moving forward. Let's keep rolling, man. Let's keep rolling. Let's see what I think what is this trainer's name? Manny Robles? So I forget his name, bro. But he gave his thoughts on this fight, man. We're gonna move on. We're gonna keep going.
8-4.
You know, most of us saw him win, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. I hope I don't get myself in trouble with the commission or the judges or the WBC or any of these so-called sanctioning bodies, man. But I get sick and tired of this time and time again. How unfair they could be to these fighters, like tonight with Serhii. How unfair they could be. Yep. They put their lives on the line. Everything that they go through just to get to this point, and for these officials to I don't know what the that, man, and not only that, nobody holds them accountable. Nobody holds them accountable. They interview all the they interview the fighters, they interview the judges, the managers, the promoters, they interview everybody except the judges. They go home. They just go home, and nobody questions them. Nobody puts them on the spot, you know. And that's just I believe that's got to stop. I believe they should be held accountable.
Hey man, you know what? I can't lie though. I agree with that. They do need to be held accountable. And you know what's funny? I had came across some a while back, and Regis was saying the same thing. Regis was saying the same thing about the judges. This is a while back. He said, I think the judges should be interviewed after fights. The media interviews the fighters, the trainers, the promoters, the sanction bodies, and the judge just go home. Why aren't they? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't they interviewed? You know what I mean? You should be at least able to hear why they scored a fight a certain way. I think that's fair. That shit makes sense. I think that's real, man. That's legit. And Regis been saying that. So I do think that it needs to be more accountability with scoring and things like that. So we have more of an understanding that guys aren't just getting robbed and it's not just politically motivated. You know what I'm saying? Hold people accountable. You know what I mean? They the only ones, and they got the most important job, and they don't owe you an explanation. They card is whatever it is. Whatever they say it is what it is. Ramon was good with it. Ortiz opponent had just as much stamina. Sure, he was pressing it. I know some people like Upper will hate that, but I'm a fair person. Santos said they're saying in boxing, don't let it go to the judges. Yeah, there's a saying for sure. Santos was good with it. He said, yeah, judges just skate off. Yeah, they just get off, just skate, bro. Just go on home, pack it in for the night. You know, but again, I don't think these scorecards were like some wide, crazy ass scorecards where you like, man, they you know, they doing guys dirty. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was that bad, right? I don't think it was that bad where they just, you know, where it just looked like it was a blatant robbery. Like, I can't say I feel that way, but I can understand people feeling like the right guy didn't get his hand raised. That's cool. But like I said, Ortiz made a case for himself down the stretch. Bohachuk had no quit. He weathered every storm. Made Ortiz touch the can. You know, it ain't knock him all the way down, but 2 knockdowns to his credit, something that's never happened in Ortiz's career. So, you know what I mean? Harvey Doc, I don't know what you see. I didn't really pay much attention to Harvey Doc for the fight. I don't think he did nothing too much. I don't think he made himself too much. Oh, you talking about the you might didn't like the timing in which he stopped the action to kind of deal with the tape situation. I think somebody brought that up. I just think it's one of those things where it's in the moment, the heat of the moment, and you know, you just make it's like a judgment call type of thing. Unless people really feel like all of that stuff was you know, motivated, you know, by trying to get Ortiz, you know, the victory or something. But yeah, I think if that's what you're referring to, yeah, and the gloves, the shit with the yeah, that's what I make of that. You know what I'm saying? I had Vergil winning on the 2 channels I follow. I had Bohachuk winning. Yeah, I don't mind Vergil winning, Teach. I don't. But the thing is, I'm a realistic person. I don't trip out. I don't tell nobody else how to think. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna question your boxing knowledge if you told me Bohachuk won. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Some people just don't know how to have a conversation. They be mad when they don't hear what they want to hear. So for me, Look, man, it was back and forth. I feel like what Tim Tszyu said is real. The pace, a lot of the pace was controlled by what Ortiz wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And it was evident because he was a guy that was pressing and pressing and pressing for it, right? Pressing and pressing. So medium guy, yeah, facts, Remo. Everybody gotta talk, bro. Everybody gotta everybody gotta holler at the people, man. Everybody gotta, let us know what's going on, man. Don't just skate home. You can't just skip and go home, bro. Can't just skip and go home, bro. We're gonna see though, man. We're gonna see what's next, man. Anybody talking about the illegal replay they did? Only California has replay. So how did Vegas replay? Why you mad? What's good with it? Yeah, I mean, maybe you know what? Why you mad? Maybe that's why they initially told him when Harvey Doc asked for the replay, they told him no. When he asked, I need to see a replay on that, they told him no initially. They told him no. So maybe that's why. I don't know how they ended up going back to do it, but I mean, I guess it ended up being the right call, right? But I get you. That's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? That's something to think about. Something to think about. I didn't even realize that. Say only California has replays, so Vegas don't. I wasn't aware of that. Well, I just think it made for more drama in the fight. You know what I mean? One less thing for people to complain about. That's one thing I'm happy about, that the man got credit for knockdowns. Because had he not got credit for them knockdowns and Vergil Ortiz won, man, people would have really been crying. That was very hard to score in that case. The judge felt Ortiz was dictating the pace and was more aggressive. Santos, I agree, man. I think that's what it is. And that's why we got to understand in order. Salute to you while you mad. I like that, man. That's why you got to, in order for you to start critiquing and criticizing somebody's card, you got to understand what they were judging and what they was watching. What was they able to catch with their eye, right? You get what I'm saying? Other than that, you just don't know, because that make a lot of sense, man. You see ebbs and flows in the round. It's relatively close and it's nip and tuck, but you see one guy pressing the action more, dictating pace. You get what I'm saying? Maybe that might be in your mind. You might feel like he's doing a little bit more because of that, right? Get what I'm saying? It's very reasonable, but it's like if you just looking to complain and be mad about somebody's scorecard, then that's just what you're gonna be. But for me, I try to understand where they was going. And again, the reason I played the clip from Tim Tszyu, because he's a fighter and he don't got a dog in the race. You get what I'm saying? He's like, yo, 8-4 Ortiz. He said 8-4 for Ortiz. So he's feel like he was controlling the pace a lot of them rounds. So you get what I'm saying? He gave some explanation. Like, you still could disagree with him, but at least he able to explain to you what he felt like he's seen and why he scored it that way. You know what I'm saying? And he's a damn fighter. So the judges seen one of the judges seen it, the 8-4 situation, and so did he. I think Ortiz was making Bohachuk miss a lot. You know what? Respectfully, yeah, they both were doing a good job at making each other miss at certain points in the fight. Because Ortiz got, like I said, he got on his little box and stuff. He was moving his head off the line. He was using upper body movement, dipping under shots and stuff like that. And it was times where Bohachuk was making Ortiz hit gloves, elbows, and he was rolling with shots as well. He had a very tight defense. So they both did a solid job at making each other miss in spots where it was times where people, like maybe the crowd would have thought Ortiz was being successful, but he wasn't landing as clean as they may have thought. So it was one of them fights, man. That's why I say rematch. That's all I can say. Rematch. You dig? Rematch, man. Let them bulls mix it up again. Let them bulls mix it up one more again, man. One more game, it'll be a good scrap. I think everybody want to see it, and it'll give him an opportunity to get better again before you try to throw him in there with somebody like a Crawford, like I said, because I don't see it. And I think a lot of people are fooled by the Crawford fight, thinking that they're gonna be able to replicate what Madrimov did. Most people don't. That fight resulted that way because of styles, in my honest opinion, styles. Most people don't have a style that Terence Crawford hasn't seen. You get what I'm saying? So you put the average guy in there with him, the fight gonna look totally different just off that alone, because styles do make fights, especially when you're able to implement them. Madrimov was able to implement some of his style to a certain degree, but not enough. And again, is dope that these dudes pretty much fought like back-to-back weeks, so to speak, or just about our close proximity. I don't even remember the dates, but they fought close, right? We still got the Crawford fight in our mind, and it's very similar. It was ebbs and flows, maybe not as much offense in that fight, but one guy was controlling the pace more so than the other guy. One guy closed the fight out better than the other guy. It's the same thing, and that's the Ortiz closed the fight better. He was pushing the pace for most of the fight. I think he had some of his shots are more cleaner, more eye-catching and effective. You know what I mean? Bohachuk offense was flowing, so he definitely was landing on Vergil, but Vergil was walking through some shots. He was taking some shots, man. I definitely seen him, trouble Bohachuk on a couple of different occasions. So it was their fights had some similarities to it in terms of why guys won. They both was close. You got both people debating about who won, right? So people saying Crawford lost. The ones that's picked Crawford said he got about 8 rounds. They saying the same thing about Ortiz. And for some of the same reasons, guys controlling the pace, being more effective in spots, right? You get what I'm saying? And then closing the fight stronger in the championship rounds. That shit matters. It leaves a lasting impression on the judges. And then we get to rounds 10, 11, and 12, and I win all of them. You get what I'm saying? I made a very good case for myself of winning this fight, especially we talking about a fight that been going back and forth. So that's what I think we seen, man. BN Boxing News, my guy. What's good with it? Legacy over currency. What's good, fam? How you feeling, my guy? So look, man, very patient. I'm telling you, and that's that right there. That kind of patience will get you to win. You know what I mean? He at that point in his career where he gonna make you slow down, and if you can't fight at the pace, once he slow it down, he gonna pick you apart. That's what it is. But both guys had willing participants. They had opponents that was coming to fight back, that was fighting for something. Both guys had titles. You get what I'm saying? Bud was fighting a titleist. Ortiz, same thing. You get what I'm saying? They both was in there fighting guys that was coming to win. And as a result, you got 2 somewhat controversial calls. Like I said, different styles in both fights, but very similar outcomes, very close decisions. Bud got a unanimous, I believe, and people felt like that was way off. But nah, man, control the pace of the action. It was more of his fight. He had Madrimov doing more of what he wanted him to do, and he reduced Madrimov and stopped him, neutralized him from doing things that he typically do. You know what I'm saying? Once I seen that, that's how I knew who was controlling what kind of fight I was looking at, who was doing more of what they typically do in fights. But Crawford, he just didn't do it with the consistency that he typically does it with and create that separation. But I still was able to see who was winning those rounds and winning the fight. It's the same thing with Ortiz, because he was pressing the pace so much, being so busy, you know what I mean, attacking on both sides of the body, ripping, you know what I'm saying? He was a two-handed fighter, whereas Madrimov wasn't even fighting at a pace that was his. So it was easy to see why he lost, just as well as it was easy to see a case where Ortiz pulled his fight off. So he got some work to do. You can see it, and I think it's a certain style of fighter that we just don't have to worry about seeing him in there with just yet. You know what I mean? They could say what they want, but I'll be surprised if they throw him in there with Terence. I'll be very shocked. Let's keep rolling, man. I got some other stuff to get to. Y'all smash the like button for your boy. We gonna keep going. So overall, is Crawford too much for Ortiz, man? It all depends on how you want to look at it. Anybody could win any fight on any given night, but if I had to pick, man, I would say he need more seasoning, and I don't know if we'll ever see him get the proper seasoning to be able to beat him. So wouldn't be surprised if that's a fight that we don't get to see. So it's, people say he's not ready, but it's tough to find a guy where you're gonna fight he's going to prepare you properly for Terence Crawford anyway. So you probably run the risk of never really being ready for that guy in that regard. So it's just a matter of if you'll win the fight if you was the fighter. And I would have to go with no. You know what I'm saying? I would have to go with no. Master class and movement with constant feints. That's what made Crawford not look like Crawford. It was hard to catch his timing. Yeah, that's true. Hey, man, my boy Abdullah got bumped to the co-main event this week on Billy Carr. Shout out to Dula co-main. That's dope, man. They moving him right along. He deserve it, man. He deserve it, man. They keeping him busy. What's that, August 17th, ain't it? And his successful spot is built on a dope-ass rivalry. Boxing has zero. Run it back. That's what I'm saying. There ain't no rivalries. That's why bro said it'd be great for boxing if they ran it. It really would. It would, man. I just don't understand why there ain't more rematches in boxing. I guess because people be trying to skate on to the next order of business after fighting. So I don't know. Should never know. You never know. You never know. I'm looking for something. My bad, y'all. I'm looking for something. My bad, I'm looking for something. Big dog. He said he sparred Jet Li. Fool. Oh, I gotta take this ain't what I was looking for. Hold on. You're a fool, bro. He said Bill Haney said he sparred Jet Li to draw to a draw in 1999. Jet Li would have finished him off, man. He ain't want Bill don't want nothing to do with no Jet.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Big dog is a fool. Hold on, I'm trying to pull this video up real quick. I gotta start labeling my videos, man. Got to start labeling. I'll be having too much stuff in here. Boom, boom. My bad, y'all. Y'all hit the like button for me. Let me get this up real quick. Details. My bad. Get it. I gotta start labeling my videos. I don't even know which. Is it this? I don't know. Let's see. All right, this is Floyd. I think this is the one I wanted. I'm gonna talk about Floyd. Floyd spent a couple minutes to flex on y'all real quick and address the haters about his Dubai rumors. Something I seen, man. It's always funny watching Floyd talk this money, talk to these people.
Okay.
Fight Hype, what's up?
What's good?
Being from Fight Hype, what's up?
Hey,
Floyd Hype. Call it whatever you want to call it.
Damn,
you know I'm going up.
flying off the shelves, Floyd.
Shout out to San. Appreciate you, fam.
You know, we in Costco right now, but we stuck in Dubai. We're in Dubai stuck. Did y'all see that? Y'all see my new plane?
Yeah, I posted about it.
Just the work. I mean, just the little work that I put in on the plane. $9 million worth of work on it. Just little tweaks. They thought that was my they thought that was Aaron Mayweather 1. That's Aaron Mayweather 2.
You see him? Did y'all see the play? And I always try to catch something that maybe somebody ain't talking about, but this dude, yo, that camera come on, lights, camera, action. For
work on it, just little tweaks. They thought that was they thought that was Aaron Mayweather 1. That's Aaron Mayweather 2. That 2. Customer care, treat everybody fair. Customer.
He said he was stuck. He talking because he out now. He always talk about money. He do. He loves some money, man. Picasso was good with it. How you feeling, Floyd? Too much, man. I just be laughing at him at this point. I think it's harmless. I think he just love that limelight, man. He been used to the cheers and the screams all his life, so anytime he can get the attention, he on it, bro.
Care, treat everybody right. We don't care. We gotta stay here 8 hours. Treat everybody nice. Everybody nice. Treat everybody good. You want to be treated good, you treat everybody good. One chef right there. She got everything. Next. I can't drink because I'm not signing it. That's product placement. I don't drink Gatorade. They ain't paid.
They ain't big enough. They ain't big enough for that.
Yeah, I know. Salute to Tevo Junior G. Shout out to you, man. I had Brian Norman on last week. I think last Friday, Tevo. Go check it out. Shout out to Brian Norman. Congrats on becoming the full WBO champion, man. Now I hope, you get every fight. You know what I mean? I hope it's easy for you to get fights, step up fights. I want to see it, man. Can't wait to see what's next for Brian Norman, man.
I can't refer you don't even know. There's money sold. I don't drink soda.
Real quick, Tevo, it's been real discussions around that, but I think a lot of that is going to be dependent on what Tio really want to do. You know what I mean? If Tio really want to, because young B Norman with it, but on my only reason why I feel shaky, because in the past Tio had opportunity to fight more quality guys and he picked Steve Claggett, so maybe he'll think something sweet about Brian Norman, go up to 47, try his luck. I hope he do. I just like the opportunity for a young guy that work as hard as Norman do. It was counting him out, got the biggest win of his career, and he's just moving forward, man. So I think a Tio fight would be a great opportunity, though.
I do want to say one thing. Now, this is something that I'm going to stand on, okay? Now, what everybody got to know is this. A lot of people got sparkling wine. Champagne come from Champagne, France. Explain to them, let them know the difference. A lot of times people out here saying they got champagne and they don't have champagne. They got sparkling wine. We have champagne. If it don't come from Champagne, France, then it's not champagne. So,
France and where is our champagne from?
Tell them again.
Our champagne's from Epernay and Riesling and Reims.
So,
the heart of Champagne, where everything blossoms.
And by far, I know a lot of people drinking a lot of different champagnes. By far, we got the best. By far, we got the best.
95 points.
Now check our ratings. Now we're gonna give you guys the ratings on some of our items. Right here, these are some of our items also. Whereas right here, this is the 5-year whiskey. This is the 10-year whiskey. Now, this is a good product. This is a good product. This is a great product. Okay? Now, right here,
I asked him, you know, about like he just with him, he don't got no specific opponent in mind. He just that's what he want, unifications. Like anybody that got some titles, he with that. And with him being upgraded, I had a feeling it was gonna come after Terence Crawford got his most recent fight out the way, which is good. Free up the rest of them titles and let them young dogs, scrap.
This right here, 91 rating. No, this 91 rating. So 91, of course, in school is an A. Okay, so if this is an A, and this is better than this, and this is better than this, then what kind of product am I selling?
Nothing but the best.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
That was easy.
Y'all ready?
No, we had a hard question here.
That was easy. But of course, and a lot of times people say, "Boy, why everybody be hating on you?" You're successful. That comes with hate. That's a part of the journey.
True. Tell them, boy, if they ain't hating on you, ain't doing shit.
Everybody don't like Superman. Everybody don't like Batman.
Comes with jealousy.
But them fake superheroes. I'm a real superhero.
50-0, undefeated.
It's not just, a lot of times people keep on saying 50-0. It's not just 50-0. It's who I beat within 50 fights. Because somebody can retire 100-0. If they fought 100 dubs, then it don't mean nothing.
Not that I heard yet, Teach. Not that I heard.
How many Hall of Famers is that? 24?
I don't know. All I gotta do is say, let's check the bank account.
You don't need a card, though.
That should be important to a fighter too, Floyd. Making sure that bank account lasts. That's important.
We got
If I show him a smaller bank, account, yeah, small bank account, showing out. That's a small. That ain't no like 700 something.
No.
That's a small bank account. Last time I checked, I bought that jet when I was retired. Still got it on my house.
Yeah, you always want to be mindful of that stuff too. To Teach, I heard him when he was speaking about that too. That's why it's important for that man to continue doing what he's doing, fight his fight, because doing so he's gonna be a tough guy to beat. I mean, he ain't exactly the easiest guy to go try to feed somebody to. You get what I'm saying? But I'm with you. I heard him loud and clear when he was saying that. And I was wondering why he did so.
And it works like this, to be honest. I got a lot of properties, so I buy and sell different properties. I upgrade. If somebody want one of my properties, I sell it to them. So a lot of times people think if you sell a car or you sell a property, he ain't got no money. No, that's a part of life.
That's business.
I'm in the buying and selling business.
Am I doing a real estate class?
No, absolutely not.
Protect the wealth.
I'm undefeated for a reason, because I don't give up my game plan.
That makes sense.
So, if I'm hurting, if everybody say, "Oh, Floyd don't know what he's doing," if I'm all these bad things, then why y'all want to learn from me? I'm not telling y'all shit.
It's true.
I'm not giving y'all no game. The game is to be sold, not to be told. And even if y'all pay me for the game, I'm still not giving it to you. So a lot of times when I be talking, they be like, "Oh, he gave me the remedy." No, I didn't. I just told you what I wanted to tell you.
Or you show them, Floyd, like your receipt. You bet on Ryo, you won big. People were shocked. Floyd always got the upset, bro.
No. Y'all was shocked. Okay. All right.
I thought he was. Get this out here. I thought he was saying he just showed. I thought he said more about. No, I forgot. Some people be clickbaiting. While he doesn't look like he trusts him. As far as that, I do understand he has a pretty damn good, solid team around him. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure they'll cross their T's and dot their I's. But you always want to be mindful with any situation you get yourself into. But just keep your eye on the prize, stay focused, keep getting better. And you know what I mean? Do what you need to do. I just want to say he wants to help the young fighters. Yeah, we would like to see him do it. Kansas City Mac, what it do, fam? This is Andre Ward when he sat down with Andre Berto. And you remember Andre Berto and Shakur was going back and forth, and he finally cleared the air on what he meant or why he said what he said. We're going to listen to this for a little bit, man. We rocking out. Y'all smash the like button for me. We're going to keep rocking. He's with damn foots like that. No.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of ATS Fight. Got my brothers here with me, Andre Berto. I got my other brother, Andre Darrell, here. Not going to waste no time. I'm going to get straight to it. My little brother, Shakur Stevenson, he just fought July 6th, did what he had to do to win. I'll get into the details of the fight in a second, but post-fight, it's a lot of chatter online. You know, a lot of people coming for him, and for whatever reason, Shakur wasn't having it. So he been shooting back at pretty much everybody, shots being fired all over the place. And somebody in this room decided to get involved in the fight, right? Like y'all hit me and said, man, talk to him. Talk to him. I said, we already talked. I said, Shakur is grown, man. He got to figure this out. He know I'm here if he needs me, but I'm going to stay out the way right now. Then the next day I look up
Boy.
and it's a firestorm between Berto and Shakur from a tweet that you put up. What was that about? What was your heart behind the tweet, and how did it go left?
God,
Need some answers, brother.
Man, quickly.
I mean, like I said, just me being OG in the game now.
Yeah, you 40, bro.
Yeah, I'm 40 now. That's crazy.
Showing OG.
That's crazy.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man.
Still looking good, though. You hear me? I seen everything that was transpiring online, and I seen them going at everybody. Yeah. And that's one thing that, we need to make clear. Listen, I understand his, his frustration or the fact that he was upset to a sense. Because, listen, I don't care what they say. Yeah, this fight game is business, but this shit is personal for us, too. We've been doing this since we've been kids.
Don't nobody like you talking about their work.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care who you are.
You know what I mean? And like I say, all of us went through it. I went through that stage, too, when I was a lot younger.
Yeah, I think so too. When I initially read Aisha, what he was saying, my initial thoughts was I don't think it was any like ill will into what he was saying, right? But the only thing I did question was, knowing how small the boxing circles are, a lot of that information and criticism coming on Twitter, like you could easily get his number and reach out to him directly. I think the message hits him different if you put it to where only you and him are having this discussion versus you putting it on a platform where trolls could take it, run with it. Because at that point, you look like just another dude chiming in, shitting on a performance instead of hitting me up directly. I think Shakur said as much as that. I'm going to play it, though. I think I got his response, too. I'm going to try to play this.
Just me seeing that, I'm like, cool. I'm gonna show some love to
I like Berto. I don't think
I put it out there in the way like, listen, bro.
I don't think he had bad intentions.
Don't get out of character. Don't let these people try to bully you online.
He been in my stories too. Berto been liking some of my stories.
Try to
some
sit
of my
back
lives.
and
I don't know if he be watching the lives
what
at all,
they
but
are
I know
saying, but take it in your own way and look at your game and be like, okay, I kind of see what's going on. Because it still is the entertainment business. It is. But like I said, the game is fickle. You go out here and you put on another great performance,
forget all about it.
They're gonna be right back on the bandwagon.
So
that's how I put it out there.
But that was your heart behind it.
That was my heart behind it.
But then he shot back.
Oh Lord.
And then it just went.
Oh Lord.
If you had to go back and read it all over again, what do you think it was that sparked
I don't know.
response?
I don't know. Like I said, I called him. I'm like, man, you need to read this tweet and make sure I'm not tripping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So when I first
I think it's the method of communication. I don't think it's what you said. I think it's the platform that you use to say it. Again, if I have your number and I want to get something through to you, I'm gonna say it to you, not you and everybody else. You get what I'm saying? Because now you just chiming in just like the rest of the people. So I think the method of communication was what caused the problem. Not saying it's wrong, but I could understand that approach differently, right? Like if you want to get through to me, you can get my number, hit me up and holler at me directly and give me some game, as opposed to just chiming in on a public platform where everybody else gonna have an opinion. And now what you saying just turned into more. It's like a snowball effect. So I want to be clear. I don't think he said anything wrong. I don't think what he did was wrong. I think the blow up was the form of communication he chose to use, it being a public platform rather than you reaching out to me directly. So think about it. If you want to say something to me directly, you say it to me, not everybody else, with me included, right? The message comes across differently, right? It's kind of like when you hear people say you're going to ride with your people even when they're wrong, but when they're behind closed doors, you're going to check them and tell them what they need to be told. It's something like that in a sense, right? Not saying you said anything wrong, but it's just the method in which you chose to get your message across. It's not a right or wrong thing for me. Maybe for Corey it was a wrong thing, but I don't see it as being wrong what he did. For me, I can see where the miscommunication could come in at. Is, hit me up directly, holler at me, as opposed to saying it up there. Because if you saying it up there, now you're just looking for attention just like everybody else. Are you looking for a response? It's taken a different way. Even though I don't think none of that was the case, because I do think he had great intentions with what he was saying. And he gave good insight. You dig what I'm saying? So I rock with Berto. I don't think he said nothing wrong. But again, it's just, you want to say something to me, you can say it to me directly. That's all. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can see issue with. You know what I mean? Now, if somebody call a person phone and, what I mean, holler at them one-on-one, they still spaz out, then obviously they, that's on them. So, but still in all, Berto, I don't think he said nothing wrong.
Just read it.
James Lee,
I kind of glanced at it. I'm like, yeah, didn't rob that boy. Too bad. But then I reread it, and me and you talk, right? I feel like, and I believe this is Shakur's biggest issue, is that by making it public, you became another one of the voices that's critiquing, right? So the iron is hot right now, it's sensitive, like, and then when you tell a fighter they're getting bullied, they're not gonna like that. When you say things like, again, this is public, right? Public statement. Yeah. When you say things like, listen to what they saying, it is the entertainment business, right or wrong, just hear me out. Right or wrong, I'm just saying, being in his shoes, I understand how he could take that a certain type of way. Like, hold on, you in the crowd with the boo birds now. You with them now. And if you really wanted to get at me, you could have got at me in the DM. I believe that's his thing.
Well, first off, I don't have that personal relationship with Shakur like you have. Like, you can just hit him up and you just have those conversations. Yes, we have somewhat of a relationship because we talk, we trained together before.
Bro, y'all done sparred before.
We done sparred before, you know what I mean?
He been in your camp.
You know what I mean? Like, to that sense. So, for me putting that message out, in the public, because everything was happening in the public, that message didn't just go to him just for him. I wanted all the other fighters, all the other young fighters to see that message and kind of take from that. Like, okay, the OG say, okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't crash out. You know what I mean? This is the game.
Though.
Everybody would listen. Everybody that gets in this game.
Was pure, and I could respect
we all want to be that guy. We all want everybody to know our name. We want everybody to see our fights and think that we're the best. But it's a lot that comes to that too. So if you have a performance that people may not like, you're going to get that same amount of criticism as well. You know what I mean? But like I said, I understand. He's young, but we just had to duke it out a little bit.
But as an OG in the game,
right?
Kicking sound advice to someone nearly half your age, right? We just gotta keep it above.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep it above like Chuck on the pickup truck.
Okay, so go ahead.
The most important thing has to be the message, right?
Of course.
Right. If you're my son
and the method.
And I'm gonna get to that. Relax.
I didn't think nothing came.
I got you. I
don't think nothing negative came from that message. That's the thing, bro.
Listen. Right. The most important thing is the message, right? and how you deliver that message. So listen, if you're my son, I'm going to tell you like it is, not how I feel like it's going to protect you. I got to give it to you raw because this word is going to give it to you the same way, right? You, on the other hand, was kicking game to someone in the fight game, right? Based off what you have been throughout this game, right? If you had the chance to do it all over again, would you have said it differently?
No. Would you have made it private? No, because I think, that message wasn't just for him. It was for everybody else that is that young superstar coming up that has that potential. Shakur, that's one thing about this game. He just needs to understand that he is getting the criticism that he's getting because we see so much potential in him. Same with me.
Fighters.
Same with you. Same with you. We got the heat that we got when we didn't show up like people expected us to because of the potential that they see in us. It's a lot of talk about Shakur. He's the next this, next this, next this. He may be the one to knock off Tank. He this. So, of course, if he has a performance that people are like, about, they're going to say it. And he going to hear the heat of it. But at the same time, once he goes out there and put on a hell of a performance the next go, they're going to be right back like he's just the second coming.
But in this situation, you was a sheep among the rest, right?
Never
No, I'm just saying it in this I'm saying it in this form, in this fashion. You was throwing darts.
I wasn't throwing darts,
because you jumped in with the rest of the sheep. He felt like you was throwing darts too.
Everybody else was.
It's simple to understand. At that point, the heat is on. So if you're joining in a bunch of criticism and in a fight that I dominated, you gotta think the criticism is louder for the guy that dominated and won versus the guy that got dominated and lost. Through all of this stuff, nobody's even bringing up Artem. It's almost like he fought himself. So again, it's past criticism. It's all about understanding where somebody is coming from, right? Imagine you go out and give 36 minutes of your life and you dominate. And the only thing you people got to say is criticism as if you struggled or something. And then you hearing all the criticism on a public platform where all people do is troll and talk shit. And then somebody else they wants to get a message across to you. The way they deliver the message is on that same public platform where everybody trolling and making fun. It ain't going to be perceived the right way. It's easy to perceive it. Mixed with the fact that the young fighter's emotional. Call it what you want. Sean Porter said it, and I've been agreeing with him since he said it. Dudes be emotional. It's their careers, and rightfully so. So they be sensitive about this shit. So that's that. Let's not forget, dudes is young. They're like, hey, man, out of all the people, this dude did it. He know how hard it is. Why you got the criticism like you one of them dummies? You sound like one of them right now. And you know how hard it is. So I really understand it on both sides. And again, I just don't think Berto meant anything by it. I think he was being real about it, Trying to grab someone from behind to stop a fight, and he turned around still on you. He took it where it did have to go, both of them. And that's all. I mean, being men, I don't care. Once they do that, they do. It's like, I hate it, but I just can't tell nobody how to react to something being said, You know what I mean? Everybody emotional when it's something that they care about. You get what I'm saying? And that's his career. So I'm not justifying it's not a right or wrong. He can feel how he want. I think this generation is emotional, but they're not wrong for it. You're not wrong for you are who you are. So you know what I mean? I don't think he played it safe, man. I was right there fighting in the pocket, ain't necessarily playing it safe. You get what I'm saying? Like, and again, I don't even want to really get all into it because it's subjective. If fighting somebody right in the pocket and pressing the fight is playing it safe, what's taking risks? You get what I'm saying? That's that. So I don't know. It's subjective. It's all depend on what you seen and who you are. But again, I do think the younger generation is emotional, but people act like you can't feel a certain type of way. Like this is career you're talking about. So think about it. You see people get emotional about boxing and it has nothing to do with them. You see it every day. You see people screaming on panels, arguing every day over something that has nothing to do with them. So imagine a person whose career it is that it's going to affect differently. You get what I'm saying? If somebody that don't even have no dealings. Whether these guys win, lose, or draw don't affect you no type of way. Could be up here being emotional. Just imagine how the person who's actually in the sport could feel. You know what I mean? Participate. You get what I'm saying? But it's no denying that emotional is emotional. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's easy for me to understand because I'm big on communicating. It's how you reach out. It's what form of communication you chose to use. In my opinion, had you hit a person up. And like you said, you got a relationship with them. So you didn't have to join in with the sheep. You could have hit somebody's phone. So the fact that that's not highlighted enough, you know what I mean? That's a little concerning. Like that's real. Like if you know me to some degree, you've DM'd before, we sparred before. Don't try that shit. Yeah, we got some type of relationship. Hit me up instead of hitting me up on the same public platform, just being another voice critiquing a performance that I dominated. Because again, it's very subjective, man. You know what I mean?
You this, you that.
I know, right?
That
and
wasn't
then you
the
come
case.
with this passive aggressive line.
It wasn't passive aggressive.
No, like, see, you say it wasn't, bro.
It
but I'm
wasn't.
telling you, this is how we saw it. This is how he had to see it.
That's the only.
If it was all
that's the
knowledge,
way he saw it.
Exactly.
Because I seen a lot of other
and that's
news.
why I asked you if you would have said it differently.
The way I see all the other news, they didn't understand why he barked off like he did. You know what I mean? From everything else I read. So it just let me understand, just put me back in my 22-year-old, place and body. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, he took you back to Polk County.
He took me back to Polk County. You know what I mean? So
you got Hollywood Burt. He out here, and then you got Polk County Burt.
You know what I'm saying?
Florida. He took him back to Polk County.
He took me back to Polk County. The first day, I left it alone. The first day, cool. I dropped the tweet out. He came back with something.
Berto funny. He said, I like Berto, man. I like it, man. Like I said, I don't think he was wrong when it's all said and done. I just think the method is what produced the result. I don't think it was something, whereas he trying to be malicious and shit on him, right? But again, it's all about perception. At that point in time, shit, you just think the heat is on. Shit, you feel like everybody against you at that point. So you can't tell the difference between who was who at that point. You like, shit, another one? Damn, this dude, you trolling with these goofies too? Like, you get what I'm saying? That's how they be on it. Like, yo, not you too, bro. Like, you up here trolling with these dudes too, man. But man, I rock with Berto, man. I like him, man. I like Berto, man. I like Andre Berto. Seemed like a chill dude, man. And he was nice as a fighter. Nasty had one of the better uppercuts in the game too, man.
Right.
I think this was
Andre
his
Berto.
response, right
We
here.
talked about it yesterday on camera. And his explanation is, man, I was just trying to reach out to the youngster, man, encourage him, and put it out there. My response was, bro, I think you probably should have slid that in the DM and just did it personally. Why did you respond the way that you did to Andre Berto?
After my fight, it was a lot of people, with so many different things to say. And I felt as though with Berto, he jumped into the crowd. And if he was trying to get a message to me and him talking the DM several times. We talked in so many different situations.
The same shit I'm saying.
In the DM. So if he was really trying to get a message to me, he could have just DM'd me and we could have had a conversation what you just said. But he jumped into a crowd where everybody else, boom, shot here, shot here, shot here. Everybody's throwing their shots. And I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like that was the right way to go about it, especially if you want to be looked to me as an OG or a person that I can't respect that.
You still stand by how you responded?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I mean, I may have went far, but like everybody going, I mean, at this point, come on. If it's me against the world, I'm not scared to go against the world. I'm not gonna back down, is this person, nah. If y'all saying forget me, I'm gonna say forget you too. And have it go. I'll be a one-man army. Come on.
We also talked about this after talking about the situation y'all had. I said the younger generation feel like the older generation be hating. The older generation feel like the younger generation don't listen. I think it's some truth in both of those statements. How do you feel about it?
I don't think the older generation be hating. Well, from my point of view, and I'm not saying cause I barely like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't include him into like the other older generation. Kind of like they been like showing love, like how you or Roy, y'all give criticism, but y'all show love at the same time. I didn't think that with him. Like it didn't seem like he was more so giving like a good, message to put out there, positive message. It was more so like a negative message to me. So
I'm saying, just say your.
I think that it was perceived that way because he just explained it well. It's at a time where everybody throwing shots. So at that point in time, you can't tell the difference between who's who, right? Is this just another dude critiquing you like the rest of these dudes? Or is he really trying to get a message through to you? And like he said, from his vantage point, if you really was trying to holler at me, you could have hit me in the DM like you did on several other occasions. So again, it's not a right or a wrong thing. It's just me understanding what initially take him off. And that's still, with all that being said, even though I understand them, that don't change my thoughts. I still don't think Berto did anything wrong. I just think the form of communication he used got him a result other than what he was looking to get from it.
Peers, people that's your age, a little younger, a little older. Can we say something to y'all, or it got to be packed? Because again, we looking at it. I don't fully feel like that. I feel like I try not to offer no advice unless I feel like it's either asked or I feel like I should probably say something. I don't just come giving advice. How does the older generation connect with the younger generation? Like, what do y'all need from us?
I think y'all doing it the right way for as far as I know. The people that reached out to me, like the Zab Judas or the Paulie Malinajis, they not going on social media with it. They, such.
And see, it's not about trying to, it's real shit. It's what it is. You could call it what you want, but that's what I'm saying. Zab is as real as they get. You could argue all you want, whether you like Paulie or not. It's just different. You get different results with different approaches. That's all. It's not about being right or wrong all the time. It's just, we get to a point where we think we can tell somebody how to feel about some shit being said. And if they ain't completely oblivious to it, then it's like, oh, well, he this, or he need to grow up, or he that. Is again, you feel like somebody fuck with you, they gonna be the last person to be on social media throwing and taking shots. They gonna hit your line and get the message to you directly. And any man can understand that. If you know me, hit my line and holler at me. Don't bring it on the internet. It's just like a situation that happened a while back, not to get into too many specifics, but situation happened in real life, then you leave it in real life. Somebody hit somebody's phone. You don't bring it to the internet. It's simple. Certain shit just ain't for the internet. But I don't think in this case, this is that. But, again, you want a different approach. You know what I mean? You'll get a different result.
You feel me? So I think y'all doing it the right way. I take it better from when somebody reach out to me personally. Like, I'm gonna take it way better. So all of the OGs should just know how to do that instead of.
And that's why I respect it, because that's how I am too. If you want to get a message across to me, say it to me. Don't go on any public platform and say it. If you got an issue with me, don't take it to a public platform to say you hit my line or you get in touch with me directly. So if that don't make sense, then we just different people. We see shit different. It's cool. It's all good. But that's how I am too. Because I hate people that bring shit to the internet when you could have just hit me. Like, I had a situation like that a while, like I said recently, where instead of a person getting on the phone and talking to you, they rather bring it to the internet and make a spectacle out of it instead of really dealing with the issue. You know what I mean? And some people just like attention. Cash, what's good with it, bro?
Jumping in the crowd.
Well, I told him, I ain't saying y'all got to be partners or friends and nothing like that, but I need y'all to bring y'all together, man. I
think the only way you could walk away from this calling him soft, if you either didn't listen to what he said or you just ain't trying to hear him. Like, you think he should just be oblivious to everybody talking shit. And I think all these dudes are human is what they are. So again, I think what he said makes a lot of sense. He's the type of person that if you want to get a message, hit me personally. He did. That's his preference. Like, maybe some people want you to go to social media and chastise them in front of millions of people. Maybe some people love that. Maybe that'll get through to some people. For him, he said, yo, if it's an issue or if it's something you really want to get through, hit my line directly. that's grown man shit. I don't see that being soft. I think that's grown man shit. But overreacting is a real thing. I don't think that makes you soft, but there's a such thing as overreacting. And I don't think Andre Ward was in the wrong. And I didn't think that what he said would have warranted that kind of response from him. But I'm not Shakur on me. I'm gonna think how I think. I don't think Ward. Berto was, like I said, trying to shit on him or nothing like that. I just think that's the way it came across, you know, because he said it. It's at the time where everybody firing shots. This shit just makes simple sense to me. If the heat is on, you at that point, you're not deciphering the difference between, you know, somebody that's really trying to give you game versus somebody that's trolling you, because that's all they've been doing. So when somebody else come with something to say, it's going to be taken the wrong way. You're going to think they just trying to shit on you as opposed to them really giving you game, because he could have hit you directly and got their point across instead of trying to, you know, put it where everybody else can have an opinion on it too. So that's where I have a problem with it. I get it. Like, you hit the man directly. It's simple. You know what I mean? Tay, what's good with it, fam? Naeem, the only dream that matters. What's good with it? Man, remember the Blue Campbell. Kershaw, what's good with it? Y'all smash the like button. We're going to rock up for another 10 minutes. Let me play the rest of this. Almost over.
Hey, bro, I don't need no problem. I don't want no problem. I told Berto, look, man, y'all gonna have to figure this out, man. So hopefully we can do that, bro.
Yeah, hopefully they do. They do sit down and talk, because I think out of everybody that was talking and having an opinion, I think Berto really meant well. And I think, you know, they owe it to each other as men, you know what I mean, to have a conversation rather than a back and forth on social media where everybody can have an opinion. I don't think Berto's commentary warranted that kind of response. But again, I can't tell another man how to feel about their situation. I could just only tell you what I've seen. So I didn't see Berto being malicious about it. I didn't see him trying to like really dig deep and go crazy. But once it went left, it stayed left. And that's just regular. Like, men ain't backing down from other men. So, you know what I mean? It's all good, man. It's life. It happens, man. You're going to be criticized, especially in the sport of boxing. Like, you know, this sport is unforgiving and everybody got an opinion. I think this is one of the most opinion in the world, boxing. So, is you know, he's not above criticism. I don't think he feels as though he's above criticism, but again, it's all about, you know, how you deliver the message sometimes, especially to the youth, because there's a disconnect there. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Some of the most dangerous weapons when it comes to communication, open communication, can neutralize a lot of lies and narratives. And the info from the horse's mouth is the best. I agree 1,000,000%, bro. Couldn't agree more. Facts. You know what I mean? I'm just big on communicating, and I'm big on trying to understand. Like, a lot of times people just critique. Oh, this is that. Oh, this is that. I be looking for the understandment, as my brother Jay calls it, man. The understandment, you know? But you live and you learn, man. It's something that he'll learn moving forward, man. You either learn or you don't. But I think he'll be all right, man. He'll be all right. They'll be able to sit down. They'll be able to sit down and have a conversation, you know, and talk it out. So shout out to Andre Berto and Andre Ward for even sitting down and had that kind of conversation. And I like the fact that Ward, you know, you give both guys a chance to speak. And like I said, knowing him, if he had it his way, them dudes would find a way to make peace with this situation and move forward, because it ain't that deep. You know what I mean? I honestly think Berto is somebody that rock with core and respect his talent and skill set, which is why he would even, you know, spend time reaching out to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me, though. But I like Berto, man. I think Andre Berto is a hell of a fighter in this day. Fun to watch. Fun to watch, man. Salute to him. Man, a couple more things before while we reaching the 3-hour mark. I got a little partial emergency I gotta attend to real quick, man. Oh boy. Let's play this. Let's get through the rest of this though. Oscar taking shots at Edgar Berlanga. There's some other stuff I was gonna touch on, but we're gonna have to touch on it tomorrow. But I'm gonna play this from Oscar. Oscar taking shots at Edgar. Oscar is a damn fool, man.
Edgar Berlanga, who is fighting Canelo on September 14. Now he claims he has a whole country behind him. Edgar, bro, you're from Brooklyn. I think I'm more Puerto Rican than you are, and I only lived there for 6 years. Puerto Rico doesn't claim you, bro. And as I said weeks ago, this fight will not do well on September 14. Not only because the matchup is okay, but because they're going up against the UFC's debut at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Now that's a spectacle that everyone and their mother has been waiting to see since it opened up about a year ago. And who is funding it and making it all happen? Turki Alalshikh.
He taking shots. Dude, he's a fool, man. Look, at the end of the day, we got what we got September 14th. Edgar Berlanga won the sweepstakes. It is what it is. I mean, shit, Jaime McGee won the sweepstakes the last time, so I don't know what Oscar complaining about. As far as if Edgar Berlanga is rep by Puerto Rico, I could care less. Look, Edgar Berlanga seems hungry. I like his attitude. Look, he said he's gonna go out there and try to win. That's all we could hope for. He just don't have enough experience, IQ, but it's always a puncher's chance. But it's a tall task, man. I just don't see him beating Canelo. But maybe he go in there and fight a good fight, you know. I got Canelo. Possible later stoppage too, man. Berlanga make a lot of mistakes. He's very brave. I don't think he's gonna be scary or timid in there. He only know one way, that's to come forward and go forward. And I think that'll put him in situations to get possibly stopped, if not just counter and beat all night, beat to the punch. I think Canelo just experience and IQ going to be too much for him overall. It's going to be a tall task for him. You know, I don't think he's going to be able to deal with that. But I got another clip from Turki Alalshikh responding to Canelo. Let me play that, man. Shout out to everybody that rocked out with your boy, man. Y'all smashed the like button. We gonna keep it.
I said before, and this is my opinion, I don't start to talking about these things. He started and he said he respects me, but he doesn't like what we are doing in boxing. That's why I said what I said, and I mean it. If he wisen guy, he will understand the message. If he wisen, if the ego take him, let him in his way.
He had said he doesn't like the tone in which he was approached, and that it has to be his rules.
I want to tell you something. I don't go inside the tones between the promoters and himself. If the promoter deal with him without respect, this is something between him and the promoter, not me. He responds to me. That's why he get the answer.
Turk are pissing people off, man. Ortiz champ, Virginia Hernandez. Shout out to Vergil Ortiz. Kingdom John Doe said robbery. Man, it's a close fight. I don't think it's a robbery. Could you make a case for Bohachuk winning? Absolutely, and I would have no problem with it. If you had Bohachuk winning, I have no problem with it. But you know, that's my beef. As I keep saying that I have with boxing, we don't get enough of these 50-50 matchups. Therefore, when we do see the 50-50 matchup, people got a tendency to overreact, and we start calling robberies. When in reality, we just seen a very competitive fight. You seen a 50-50 fight play out like a 50-50 fight. You did see one guy get knocked down twice, but in both rounds in which he got knocked down, he got up and fought back very well. You know what I mean? I believe he did dictate the pace a lot of times, right? He did hurt Bohachuk down the stretch, although he didn't drop him, but he did try. You know what I mean? Bohachuk fought his ass off. I believe Vergil Ortiz closed the fight stronger in 10, 11, and 12. I think that's where he kind of won the fight for himself. I think that's where the fight was lost for Bohachuk, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? In the championship rounds. But if you told me you felt like the two knockdowns and the work that he did outside of those knockdown rounds was enough to win, I ain't mad at that. You know? I get it. People feel like they wanted to set up Vergil and Bub, which is why Vergil got the nod. I understand all that. But in reality, what we really did see was a great fight. And it needs to be a rematch for real, because I think Bohachuk, I know Bohachuk deserves his rematch. He deserves another opportunity to run that back. If anybody deserves a rematch, it's him. 2 knockdowns, still didn't get the nod. the way he took the loss, smiling, like shaking hands, shaking everybody's hands. That's a guy that I root for. He ain't whining, and he could be complaining. He could be, whining about the judges. Now, he has some comments, but at the same token, he's, he dealt with his defeat. I like the way he dealt with it, bro. And I have no problem with nobody saying, look, 2 knockdowns, and as competitive as that fight was, he should have won. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. Yeah, man, they was punching, man. That oil money, yeah, they was cracking, man. Had it a draw, but the 2 knockdowns swayed it. I feel you. No problem with it, man. No problem with it. It was one of them fights, bro. That's why I feel like Bohachuk deserves a rematch, and I feel like that'll be a good another test for Vergil. It'll only make him better in the long run. I hope they decide to do a rematch moving forward. I really do. And like I said, just to wrap it up, man, Turki Alalshikh did say that he felt like the fight was a draw too. So all the people that be mad at him, don't like him, he agreed with a lot of y'all. He said, look, he had it a draw. You know what I mean? He said he wants to see a rematch before the Crawford fight. So look, maybe they decided to run it back. Think it'd be good for boxing. Think it'd be good for the overall sport. Good for both of their careers. I think they both could use that run back. You know what I mean? Eric P, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Who's the bigger fighters that's he had against him? Could be. Ortiz being the guy that they definitely pushing for sure. That could be it too. Was it knockdowns? You think they were slips? I think it was the matter of the punches landing and him touching the canvas, the gloves touching and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a matter of his momentum. Al Booker, my guy, it was a matter of his momentum causing some of that. You know what I'm saying? See Usyk versus Dubois for that lucid benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that shit was that was a crazy outcome too. Crazy outcome, but we'll see, man. I said Vergil and they need to run it back. I think that'd be a good fight, man. It'd be a good fight for them. But I got this little emergency I got to take care of, man. Family emergency. Salute to everybody in the building. Y'all smash the like button on the way out. And we gonna make sure we double back like we always do tomorrow to build on this great sport. Salute to everybody that's rocking with me. Salute to everybody in the super chat. We will be back tomorrow. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all good Monday. And I'm gonna see all of y'all tomorrow. Peace to the fam.